Hello, and welcome to Games, Vines, and Videotape. I'm your host, Chris Mitchell, and with me is my co-host, David Turner,
What's up?
my brother from another mother, Robert Livingston,
Everybody's alive. Or at least everybody that's hearing this. Hello.
and the resident artist, Jared Tatum.
Yeah, hoy hoy.
So how you been, guys?
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah. Tired.
I've also been tired.
Yeah,
And
this is
fret-
gonna be
I-
a this is gonna be a very
I've been,
depressing episode.
Welcome to the
I've,
Melancholy Games, Vines, and Videotape
yeah,
special.
full of
Well,
Yeah.
sickness and
anxiety.
depression.
Grab your
Ebola,
Xanax. Take a
Ebola as
seat.
well. Don't forget Ebola.
Hey, you
Oh,
leave
I've
that girl
been.
I used to know in high school alone. She can't help her name.
I'm getting more and more anxious as I approach 21. One, I've got a party 3 days before my actual birthday party, and I mean birthday. I don't even know if anyone's going to turn up. So everything's this week's revolved around me thinking about that, but also my dissertation and also my coursework. My head's been jumbled recently. What's wrong with you, David? By the way.
I have a cold. It's awful.
Oh, that's what I had when we first started. What about you, Robert? What's your ailment?
Well, let's see. I had a super extra duper Monday. My boot fell apart at work, and I have to have steel-toed boots. And then on the way home, I was trying to cash a check from a side job that I'd spent God only knows how much time on. And my GPS took me to two vacant lots that were supposed to be banks. And then right after that, my car broke down. And then I had to get it towed back to the shop. And I mean, I fixed it, but holy fucking Monday, man.
Shit, man, that's horrible. What,
That
what
fucking
about you,
sucked.
Jared? What's wrong with you?
Weekend's just catching up with me now.
Oh,
Actually, the
hungover
whole
again.
yeah, actually, the whole week is catching up to me on Sunday.
Hey,
So,
you're approaching 30, so you're getting old.
hey, you shut the fuck up.
I'm only 9 years off.
Oh,
Anyway,
boo!
Oh,
Boo-hoo.
Lord forbid we should have not died yet.
Jonathan,
We're better
Jo-
at living than you. We've made it further. Fuck
Yeah.
to be fair, Jonathan's nearly 40. Anyway, we must move on from our little chat, and we're starting with the film news this week rather than the games. A little diversion from the norm. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Toy Story 4's come out. Well, well, well. Pixar, they need a hit. They've had a few duds recently.
Wait, it came out.
It's not coming out. They're going to make it. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Toy Story 4's coming out soon in 2017, people. It's not come out, don't worry. And this is from InsideMovies.com. And it says the Pixar chief who changed the animation game with his using computer technology in 95's Toy Story will return to direct Toy Story 4. Walt Disney CEO Robert Iger announced. The film is set to hit in theaters in June 16th, 2017. In a somewhat surprising twist, it will be written by Rashida Jones, formerly of NBC's Parks and Recreation, which I haven't seen.
Wait, what? Wait, she's writing it?
Yeah, Rashida
Yep.
Jones. And she's got a screen. It says she also has a screenwriting partner, Will McCormack, who helped write, or did write, Celeste and Jessie Forever. I don't think I've seen that one. The story was conceived, however, by the Pixar Brain Trust. I don't know what that is. Lasseter, Finding Nemo's Andrew Stanton, Up, and Monsters Inc.'s Pete Docter, and Toy Story 3's Lee Unkrich. That's a weird name. Iger says that in the news there are quarterly earnings call for investors late Thursday afternoon, but he hasn't said whether or not Tom Hanks or Tim Allen, John Cusack, Wallace Shawn, or any other actors will voice the crew. But it's inconceivable without them being made. Without them, sorry guys. Fans react to the news, which is going to be described as uncertainty. I only know one person who was actually excited for this. What about you guys?
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of I don't know. I'm backwards and forwards with this because there's really no need for a sequel. But then again, you have that team of writers and the director himself. That's kind of like piquing my interest now.
For me, I never saw Toy Story 3 yet, so I have
Same.
no idea how the series ends, but I'm not shocked. Disney loves franchises, and Toy Story is one of the biggest franchises. And before Frozen came out, that was the highest grossing animated film, so it makes sense. Or Toy Story 3 was, I mean.
Okay, well, I've seen Toy Story 3 a number of times along with the other two, and I don't see a point in a sequel other than, it's going to make them fucking money. So, yeah, they're going to make the movie. It's money. Movie
Yeah.
equals money. That is their trade. Just like a man that makes bricks has to make bricks.
Yeah.
Disney has to make Toy Story. It's
Well,
mandatory.
Pixar, really, isn't it?
Well, Disney Pixar, but it's mandatory. That's money.
is-
That's a fucking giant
Yeah.
mountain of goddamn
Mhm.
money that all you have to do is put it out there and it comes.
It's Olympus Mons from Mars. That's the amount of money. That's the tallest mountain in the solar system. People.
Indeed, it is.
Yes.
Hey, science, bitch. Anyway, this is their justification for it. They say that Iger acknowledged that Toy Story 3 ended Woody and Buzzy's story with Andy so perfectly that for a long time we never even talked about doing another Toy Story movie. But when Andrew, Pete, Lee, and I came up with this new idea, I just could not stop thinking about it. It was so exciting to me. I knew we had to make this movie, and I wanted to direct myself. Oh, I must correct myself though. That's Lasseter said that, who I think is the director or one of the screenwriters.
He's also the head of both Pixar and Disney Animation.
Yes, I think personally the real idea is, look, we've not made a hell of a lot of money with Brave, Monsters University, and what was the other one?
Oh, they made
Cars
money
2?
with both of those.
Yeah, they made money.
They
They
did
made
a
good
lot.
on Planes, Fire, and Rescue also.
Yeah.
True,
did
But that
quite
was
well.
they were,
that was a Pixar.
they're in a
though.
slump though, aren't they? Creatively.
Oh, yeah, that's Disney animation. Right. I always forget that.
Pixar's in a bit of a slump though. If you think about it, like those films weren't really well received. I mean,
Well,
compared
Brave.
to others.
Well, Brave wasn't, but Brave was the last Pixar film.
Cars 2 wasn't.
It wasn't
Cars
either.
2 was
Both of
horrible.
them made money.
Cars 2 is not
Yeah.
horrible. It's not nearly as good as Cars, but
Yeah, Cars
It
was
freaks
what the
me
really
fuck
out.
could be?
And Cars wasn't really that good.
I didn't like Cars.
I
Who
didn't like
refines
Cars.
their oil? Who
Man.
refines? I've always wondered who refines cars' oil.
Cars. That's why they were on the platforms.
But they don't have hands.
But they have
Wheels.
antennas,
They have wheels.
apparently.
I just can't wait since Disney's doing
toads.
live action version of all of the major cartoons. I just can't wait for the live action Cars movie.
Oh, that is the Knight Rider movie I've been waiting on.
How do we feel about Rashida Jones writing it?
I'm be honest, I'm kind of shocked by that.
Yeah, me too.
What happened?
I mean, she is Quincy Jones' daughter, so maybe that got her in the job.
I don't know. She did write that what was that movie with her and Andy Serkis? Not Andy Serkis. She wrote Chelsea and Jesse Forever with Andy Samberg.
Oh, him?
Ah,
Yeah, that Andy Samberg movie with her and Andy Samberg. That movie, she wrote it, and it got mixed reviews.
oh well, that's par for the course of romantic comedies. But anyway, let's move on. And Matt Damon returns
guy.
to Born or Burn. And he also confirms that Paul Greengrass is back to direct. Yes, and this is from the Hollywood Reporter. Matt Damon has confirmed he'll once again play Jason Bourne, with director Paul Greengrass back at the helm for a 2016 film. Damon pal Ben Affleck revealed the news during a red carpet interview with E! Friday, and Damon quickly confirmed it'll be 2016 when the movie will actually come out. Paul Greengrass is doing another one. That's all I ever said. I just needed him to say yes. The reporter first reported Damon and Greengrass had entered negotiations for a sequel in September after months of rumours and denials. It is unclear what the Damon Greengrass film means for the Renner project, but in September, Bourne producer Frank Marshall told THR that the project starring Renner is still alive. That movie is still moving forward, insists Marshall. It's still in development. We're working to get a script as soon as possible. Universal did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Oh, this is interesting. I thought he was never going to do it again, and they were just going to make mediocre films with Jeremy Renner.
Well, he always said he would come back if Paul Greengrass comes back because he really liked working with him.
Oh, did Greengrass not do the Renner one?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
No,
right.
he did not.
Yeah.
No,
The
he
trailer
did
was
not.
great for that.
The trailer was great.
I never
Movie
saw
wasn't.
it.
It was
But,
like this nice little effect.
But I think this might be the Renner Matt Damon crossover because I know that they were trying at one point when they were doing the negotiations. Deadline had an article that said this source that Universal wants to do a crossover between Jeremy Renner and Matt Damon, which is why in Legacy they reference Jason Bourne so much because Jason Bourne, of course, is still alive. So they wanted, a crossover fight film, which is more than likely what they're doing. Like I wouldn't be surprised, like if they announced down the line that Jeremy Renner's back.
Jeremy
Yeah.
Renner just strikes me as someone who's not an action star. Like maybe it's because I saw first time I saw him was Mission Impossible 4, and he was pretending to be slightly gay, and that just stuck in my mind. Even after his cover was blown by Tom Cruise, I'm just like, uh, you're not an action star. Then he starts getting all these lead roles. I'm like, nope, don't see it. He looks like too much of a pussy or someone pretending to be hard. He's not really action quality for me.
Did you see The Hurt Locker?
I did not see the Hurt Locker.
That is a
That would-
very good question.
That would change your perspective on that.
But that's a military film. It's
Yeah,
not
but
really an
it would-
action
it-
film.
Yeah, but it would change.
Yeah. Morality.
It would change your
Yeah.
perception on that.
Yeah.
All right, I might watch it later. Before I go to sleep.
He looks
really
like
like-
he could play a badass.
I don't like Catherine Bigelow. I don't like Catherine Bigelow when she goes all patriotic, militaristic. I prefer Point Blank. No, Point Break. Sorry. Kill me now. I
Catherine-
said Point Blank.
That's a completely different movie.
Yeah.
I know. So I prefer it when she does movies like that, not like Hurt Locker and stuff like that. Anyway, that was an aside. So do you think this will be any good? Do you think they'll make another fantastic fifth film, or is this technically a fourth film?
It would be a fifth film.
Because he's
Yeah.
all over.
Is it only 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it through the first one and part of the second one, and then I just stopped. And then I thought there was like 10 more that seemed to have come out.
Nope, it's only 5.
Oh,
The highest grossing one was the third one.
This is
If it wasn't for the new Bond movie, we wouldn't have Casino Royale for James Bond and its rebirth in a more realistic fashion.
I still give credit to Batman Begins for Casino Royale because
I still give credit for the horrible monstrosity that was Die Another Day for the Casino Royale. Because that was the one where everyone was like, him riding an
know what?
iceberg, an invisible car. Maybe we should tone it down on the camera craziness.
I don't know. Am I one of those guys who doesn't have a Bond movie he doesn't like? I don't think I have one I don't like.
But you liked Quantum
I have
Solace.
ones that I like least and ones I like the most, but I don't dislike Bond movies. It's like
I get you. I feel that.
That's
That's me with Star
there's
Trek movies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is.
I feel you.
Wait, one question.
I really don't like Star Trek 4. I'll be
I
honest.
mean, that is.
What?
Wait, one question for both of you.
Stupid.
Okay.
Chris, you telling me you actually liked Quantum of Solace?
I never saw Quantum of Solace.
I never saw it all the way through to have a proper opinion, but I don't dislike it.
And Robert, you're telling me you liked Star Trek Generations?
Unfortunately, to a point, in its
You
own
like
way, I
Star
like
Trek
it.
Darkness too?
When I was
No,
a kid, I liked
fuck Into
it.
Darkness.
There we go. That's the question.
But do you like it as a standalone movie?
No.
But as a Star Trek movie?
It's like a 13-year-old got high, watched Khan, and said, I could do it better with hover cars and a volcano, and the Enterprise is
Cumberbatch.
underwater, motherfucker.
Wait,
And
whoa, you do
Cumberbatch
not-
as
wait,
well.
And Chris,
You do not.
Yeah.
Down.
You don't
Benedict
think you
Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch was good in it.
Yeah, he was to me, and this is just my opinion. He was the best thing about that movie.
he was.
Okay, truth time.
Yeah,
The one thing that pisses me off about that movie is the fucking vengeance.
yeah, there was no need for it.
No, not only that, but it was bigger than the Enterprise D and could be manned by, a crew of fucking one.
Well,
90 years before Next Generation that needed 1,000 fucking people.
yeah.
You know what someone said to me?
And hold
This-
on.
It's
I'm not
100
done, I'm
years
not done, I'm not
before.
done.
About 50. Go on.
The saucer section has a big fucking hole right in the middle. That's the whole
I
point
know-
of having the big fucking saucer section, is that middle part. It's huge. Cutting it out defeats the purpose of having it there.
Nerd.
To be fair, you could,
It's so
you can-
fucking stupid.
Nerd.
It's
You know what
stupid,
someone
but
said to me?
go on.
They said that Into Darkness is truly an example that J.J. Abrams was more of a Star Wars fan. Because he
Indeed.
even said it,
Yeah,
that he was a Star Wars fan
I'm more
more
excited
than
for the
Star
new
Trek.
Star Wars.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt about that. It's like this is Star Wars.
Yeah.
This
The first
this
time I
isn't
saw
Star
something
Trek.
JJ did that actually upset me.
Yeah.
The
You
very
know,
first time.
Have you seen Revolution
you know,
Yes.
on NBC?
Yes.
Have you seen
hey,
Super 8?
Robert,
Have you seen Believe on NBC?
No, I have not.
Have you seen the last season of Lost?
Robert.
Yes, I've seen the last season of Lost. What, Chris?
Hey, Robert. To be
Yes.
fair, you can pilot the original Enterprise with just 5 or 6 people, as they did in number 3.
That took
With all systems
Scotty like a
automated.
week of jury rigging.
Did it take him a week?
Oh yeah, that thing was
I thought-
beat to fuck. Khan kicked
What
the
would they-
shit out of that ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did. He did. Yeah. I didn't
Then they
realize
took it into
that.
fucking
I didn't realize
battle.
it. It just the film takes place so immediately afterwards. I didn't realize it was a week, which I guess is
Yeah, it
space
took him like
time.
a week to jury rig all that shit so it'd run with just them.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Whereas if it were,
that was our opinions of Born. So the next Born movie.
but point still remains. You can still you could probably still you can still pilot the Enterprise D with one person.
Theoretically, yes, but not for long.
Not for long now. You go like quarter impulse power, and they're like, no, can't go any long.
While we're on Star Trek, how do you feel about what's it called, one of the writers from Into Darkness directing the third one?
Is it the
I
good
have
writer
no
or the
opinion.
bad writer?
It's Roberta Orsi, I think is his name.
Is
He's
he
one.
the good writer or the bad
Oh,
writer?
wait, he's shit, isn't he?
They're a duo, so
Uh,
it's his directorial debut.
Oh.
I don't know. I just want him to let Michael Dorn direct his Star Trek TV series that he's been asking for.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for that for bloody years.
I would
Yeah,
love
come
to see it.
Wasn't it in
And he's a
development
fan.
Enterprise
Wasn't it in
couldn't have
development
been
at
that bad.
CBS at one point?
Yes, and he's a fan.
What I
The
don't
fans
understand is,
talked him into watching it. And he was like, oh shit, this is good.
Technically, it's still in development.
what I don't understand, right, is Enterprise couldn't have been that bad that they haven't made another series.
In its
No,
own
you
way
know-
it was, and no.
No, what happened was they made movies. They decided, hey, that's where the big bucks are at, so let's just focus on these movies instead for doing a damn TV show like everybody wants.
Well, the thing is
Funny
with
that.
movies is that you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. The
Exactly.
profit margins are actually smaller for film than they are for television.
Yeah,
True.
but
But it's
Nowadays,
bigger merchandising
especially.
opportunity.
I just
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Hey, I've always got next gen. Fuck it. Anyway, God
Yeah,
damn
so
it.
that was Born. Whatever.
Dude.
That was the news on Bourne.
Damn it.
That's how we felt.
Yes.
Anyway, we must move on. And the Walmart releases a new streaming service called Voodoo.
They already had it.
Yeah.
It's for the device.
And it says here, Walmart has announced its very own HDMI streaming stick, says IGN, called the Voodoo Spark. Magic people, voodoo people. Boop-a-doo-boop, boop, boop. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. Sorry, just quoting the Prodigy there. The device is a fairly simplistic one that once plugged into a television and connected to a Wi-Fi network, merely launches into the Voodoo Entertainment streaming app, which must be around already, I guess, right?
Yes.
Although trademark has been filed by Walmart and the representative of the service has confirmed it is in the works, the Voodoo Spark has not yet been formally announced and no release date has been given. Outside of its ability to launch into an app and the fact that it's remote controlled, few details of the stick are known. It's likely the Spark will sell for a lower price to compete with similar streaming devices like the Roku or Google's Chromecast. Check back with IGN in the future for more updates on the Voodoo Spark. And that's about it. Hardly any info. I guess it's all on the stupid video they've got here, but I'm not interested in watching.
So what are they announcing? Because my uncle's had this for years.
Yeah, that's what they're announcing. That your uncle had this for years.
What they're announcing is that they're doing their own little stick, kind of like how with Amazon.
Oh, it's a separate
Chromecast.
product.
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
Google Chrome. It's Google
Yeah.
Chrome. That's what they're
Or
announcing. Their version of Chrome.
Woyuk.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they just announced. And if you don't have those stuff already, There you go. If you do not own a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 3 or an
Or
Xbox, or probably a Wii U, or
is it on Wii U?
I would imagine.
Or Wii U has some sort of thing like that.
Uh-huh.
Or if
You
you
know-
don't own a DVD player or
Or
a
an Apple
Blu-ray-
product. Or PC.
They're not
Or
gonna
the
stop
Google
Netflix,
stick.
you know?
Basically, we're saying is if you're Amish, well, here you go.
You know what? They're not going to stop Netflix. Netflix is just, you know,
The slogan will be,
Everest.
"This is not your grandson streaming
Oh, well,
for a simpler
you know what?
time."
For a simpler time.
Hey, you got
Get the
$5?
voodoo.
Well, you know, I found out relating to this discussion, kind of in terms of views for television. Hulu still beats Netflix in that regard.
Get the fuck out of
Jared,
Really?
Yeah,
Here. Fuck out of
Jared,
yeah. I was
I have
reading it on
all
a
your fault.
deadline.
I
On,
have
on
Hulu. I don't watch Hulu.
well, in terms of traffic to the television section, they have bigger views.
Because they're the only places that like show television shows as they're coming out.
Yeah, they'll show it the very next day. So in terms of that, they're beating.
Yeah, but movies and everything else, I know they're getting slaughtered right now.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Is anyone interested in that Marco Polo show that Netflix developed?
No.
nah.
The one that they
No.
spent $90 million on?
Marco Polo show?
Speaking
they have
of
a
Marco
show.
Polo,
Oh.
speaking of Marco Polo, that's a Doctor Who episode from the 60s. In it, Robert.
it's a lost episode.
Is it lost?
Yes, it's one of the lost ones.
Oh, god damn it.
Yep, that's why it's so infamous.
Yep, there you go.
Is it infamous?
It's one of the
Just because it's
early
lost.
historicals.
Oh, yeah. I like it when it went historical myself.
Well, that's
I
what it
think-
was meant to be originally.
It's what
Why
the
are
pe-
so many episodes of Doctor Who
Yeah.
lost?
Because
Because
in the-
it was
during-
nobody's job to keep them.
BBC policy.
It was nobody's
it-
job to keep them, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Basically, it was the BBC's policy to delete unwanted videotape so they could then reuse it. Because
Well,
it was
most of it was
expensive
film.
at the time. No, it was videotape, not film. Film was shot for outside shots, not interiors. Interior was videotape
Yeah,
or
but
magnetic tape,
thanks
as it was.
to a crazy Australian and another fellow that hooked reel-to-reel players to their fucking TVs and recorded all
Yeah.
the audio, those motherfuckers went from crazy to fucking heroes.
the
Also,
true
like,
Doctor Who fans.
Monty
They are
Python-
heroes. I
Also,
salute
to
you.
get back to also Monty Python, they actually got Terry Jones was the crazy guy. He actually kept all the tapes that they recorded, like spare ones. He took some because he could, and stored them in his garage in case they deleted the shows, which thankfully they didn't, because some American guy came over and he was looking for TV shows and he couldn't find anything, and then he missed his flight or something because it was raining or there was a traffic jam or something, and he was like, you got anything? Oh yeah, sir, we've got Monty Python. He was okay, because back then BBC was based in London, not Salford, which is just across the road from here actually. Anyway, he got his Monty Python, loves it, and he goes to Dallas, and then it spreads from there, and then Monty Python spread from there across the whole of North America, and then luckily the BBC stopped their policy as well, so there was no danger of the three series, or four I think, from being deleted. Yeah.
Well, a lot of it was found in Africa. A lot of the
True,
lost
yeah.
ones that have been found in Africa, and that's kind of okay.
Well, they have TV too.
Well,
And
I know
don't
that,
forget-
but you wouldn't expect to find the BBC's now flagship show only in Africa and
Don't forget, we had colonies at the time still.
Oh, indeed.
Jared,
Yes. Yes.
this whole discussion was very fascinating to hear.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I know, right?
Very fascinating.
I really
Anyway, I think we'll move on.
Thank you for telling me about the Marco
Anyway,
Polo
we need to
Netflix series.
You're welcome. You're very much
We
welcome.
need to. I have to go soon, so we'll go through this story as quickly as I can. This is a sequel to a movie that I haven't bothered about since it came out. Tommy Lee Jones and Jessica Alba joined the Mechanic sequel, along with Jason Statham and Michelle Yeoh. Tommy Lee Jones and Jessica Alba and Michelle Yeoh have joined Jason Statham in a sequel to 2011's The Mechanic. See, so long ago, I've already forgotten about that. Summit released the next installment in the Millennium Films action franchise on 20th of January 2016. Summit also dated Millennium Films' thriller Criminal, which includes Kevin Costner and Ryan Reynolds and Jones amongst its cast for August 2015. Dennis Gansel is directing Mechanic Resurrection. Oh god, got a cliche title and everything, which follows the hitman Arthur Bishop Statham as he struggles to complete a list of assassinations of the most dangerous men in the world. William Shattoff, David Winkler, John Thompson, and Frank DiMartini are producing, and Avi Lerner is executive producing. Photography has begun in November the 4th in Bangkok, Thailand. We're going through the cliches here. Criminal is not really relevant, but it does include Gary Oldman, Gal Gadot, and Alice Eve. Jones will appear in The Homesman. Again, it's just basically that's it. It's going off topic. So, what do you guys think? Interested?
I'm interested.
I didn't know that movie made enough that movie made enough money to warrant its sequel.
It's gonna be weird seeing Tommy Lee Jones is melting more and more as he gets older. Have you noticed? The picture of him on here, he's just melting. I wonder if they do a nod to The Fugitive, like Tommy Lee Jones meets Jason Statham in like a lady boy show, and like Statham goes, "I didn't kill my tough guy," and then Tommy goes, "I don't care." That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
I have no idea what you said.
That would be a ripoff.
Yeah.
Fugitive, Tom.
Oh yes,
David.
yes,
Fugitive.
Oh,
Basically, you've heard of The Fugitive, right?
I've heard of
Kill my
Fugitive,
wife.
I heard of
don't
Fugitive.
care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm just gonna point my gun at you.
It'd be better if they reverse it. So it'd be like Tommy Lee Jones, like, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
No,
Jason
that
Statham
would
can't
definitely
speak
not
English.
be better.
It'd be funny. I'd laugh because Jason Statham can't act for shit. Although he could once when he was in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, but that's because he played a different role. Like he was the idiot rather than the action hero.
I think he can act. He's just Jason Statham as
Doesn't
Jason Statham in something.
Yeah.
I view him on the same level as Mark Wahlberg, where you hire him basically to pay himself.
Mark.
But-
I'm
Yeah.
feeling some bias.
But
I don't like Jason Statham.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, I just don't like
You
him.
figured it out. Drat.
He's got. Hey, at least I said he's good in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, and that's about it.
I'm not surprised that they're doing a sequel because some entertainment needs a new franchise since Twilight's over, and
Wasn't
the last Red movie.
A remake of.
Yeah, it was a
the
remake.
Michael Winner movie, wasn't it? The Mechanic?
Yeah, it was a remake. And
Oh,
Red
Michael
didn't do
Winner.
that well for them. Red 2 didn't do that well, so they can't use Red. And Mechanic did okay. It just wasn't that big of a success. So, and it makes sense that they would want to take one of those franchises better than starting something new.
I guess.
Were they planning on rebooting Twilight?
They were planning on doing a series of there was supposed to be a series of books that was going to tell the story from Edward's perspective, and then at one point, Lionsgate TV was actually supposed to develop a TV series about the Wolf Pack, but that was just a rumor. But since the Twilight franchise has kind of lost steam, and none of the stuff related to Stephanie Meyer, the author of Twilight, has ever been that big of a success. Right now, the only thing they're working on is a series of short films starring Kristen Stewart and the director of the first Twilight movie, which is kind of them to encourage independent female film directors.
Now, Robert Pattinson is actually a good actor. It's a shame he's in those shit movies.
I'm just mad he's dating FKA Twigs.
No!
Yeah, he's dating her. She's a singer.
Why
Who's
did
she?
you tell me that? That was my baby.
She's a singer.
I don't know who she is. I don't know.
She's
who
an
she
English
is.
singer too.
Yeah.
Is she?
Pretty
I
good.
don't even know who she
Yes.
is.
She's pretty good.
She has a platinum selling
SKA.
album in your country.
Does she?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
assuming you
what?
don't know her by name, but
I have
Yeah,
no idea who
you've
she.
heard her.
I don't know who she. I don't know who she is. No. Gloucestershire. Oh, right. She's a West country. She's from. She's from the greater good country. All right. I might have heard one of her songs. I'm not sure. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
she's platinum selling. She seems a bit. I don't know. A bit indie to be platinum selling. And back with the news. Suicide Squad is targeting Jared Leto as the Joker. No, this isn't an actual Suicide Squad. This is DC Comics Suicide Squad. Excuse me, then. David Ayer's DC Comics adaptation of Suicide Squad has, according to recent reports, targeted high-profile talent like Ryan Gosling, Tom Hardy, Margot Robbie, and Will Smith, with subsequent reports claiming that the studio is also keen on adding Jesse Eisenberg as his Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice antagonist, Lex Luthor. Now The Rap claims that the Academy Award-winning Jared Leto, Dallas Buyers Club, also that crappy pop punk band,
30
what's it
Seconds
called?
of Mars is not
30 Seconds to
crappy,
Mars.
sir.
They're crap. Anyway.
Uses crap.
I could write better songs than Jared Leto.
Leto.
Oh, is it Leto?
Yes.
Alright. Anyway, and said to have been in the running for Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange, is being eyed to play the Joker. And created back in the day by Robert Kanigher and Ross Andrew in 1959. The Suicide Squad has included the likes of Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Bane, Killer Frost, Poison Ivy, Count Vertigo, Deathstroke, and Harley Quinn. The CW's Arrow has introduced their own version of the team, and the most recent season of the series, and the recent animated film Batman Assault on Arkham offered another version of the team. The lineup for their Task Force X is rumored to include the super strong blockbuster, the self-replicating multiplex, the speedster Jaculi, the illusion casting Mind Boggler, and the original Captain Boomerang George Harkness, not Captain Jack Harkness, the Animals Mimicker Vixen, and Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot. If the Joker is part of the story, and if Leto doesn't ultimately take the role, his appearance will mark the first time since the characters appeared on the big screen since The Dark Knight, where the late Heath Ledger won the Academy Award, which turned out to be his. Actually, it wasn't his final full performance. That was the one after, but never mind. Anyway, what do you guys think? I tried to skim it, but there wasn't really much to skim. It wasn't very long. Sorry, audience. So what do you guys think?
Gears of War Judgment was the game, by the way.
Ah, yeah. Gold Trade! Carry on.
Yes. I'm excited. I mean, I got a glimpse of the Suicide Squad on the small screen in Arrow, which had an interesting dynamic with the group they chose. They even referenced, spoiler, Harley Quinn in that episode. Like, she appears for a second. You know, you don't see her face. But I'm interested in it. I don't think it's true about the Joker being in it. But if they do the Joker, that'd be interesting.
I think it sounds interesting. It'd be funny if it came up against the Sinister Six, but I don't think that's going to happen. It should be good. They should do that. They should totally have two films go neck and neck and see what happens.
They're separated by a month. One's in July, one's in August.
Boo!
And one's going to suck and one's going to be okay.
Or both.
Or both are going to suck. I mean, David Ayer is one of those directors where I like some of his films, and then the others I just don't like at all. Though I haven't seen Fury, so I can't judge on that.
I think that. Do you remember when after Heath Ledger died, some people, I don't know if this is just my memory or I'm just making stuff up by accident, but I swear some people were seriously thinking that no one should play the Joker after Heath Ledger's perfect performance. And I'm like, no, he's been played by three other people before him.
No, it was going to
Three.
It was
or
one
four.
of those.
Was it 3 or 4? Because there was thingy, the original Joker in the 60s. What was he called again?
There were several of them.
There was several different Jokers
Yeah,
throughout that
but
series.
I think that went towards.
But I mean, the one who's the most famous, the Cuban one. Oh, what's he called? Caesar. You know, Caesar Romero. There was him. There was obviously Mark Hamill and Jack
Jack-
Nicholson. You
Yeah.
know, and he's not the only one, and he shouldn't be the last one because, you
Yeah,
know.
but-
I mean, also don't forget, Thingy Bender played. I know he's not called Bender. It's John DiMaggio. Also played the Joker. And this
Yes.
other guy on not Arkham City, it's Arkham.
Well, I mean, I think people were talking about in film screen, not just in general.
No,
You
I
stupid,
think
you
that.
can't retire a role.
No, I think they meant.
No, you
by-
can't.
I think they meant by they
It'd be like
shouldn't.
retiring
they
Romeo.
should-
Because, go on.
They shouldn't replace Heath Ledger if they was doing when they was doing Dark Knight Rises, because that was going to be
What?
the plan. Because the plan was originally Joker was going to be in the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
even
know.
the novelization of the film, he appears in the book.
Yeah, but there was this people was saying like no, they shouldn't, and which the director ultimately agreed with that. Yeah, let's just leave this iteration of the Joker just to Heath Ledger, and I think that's what they really meant by
Was
that's not.
Ledger even going to appear? Did he have like a contract that said he's going to do 2
Yeah.
movies?
Yeah,
He
Did
was
it?
even supposed to
Yeah.
appear in all the
Did-
advertisements too. Like
Did he
initially, he had shot. He was going to
Remind
shoot
me,
some promotional
he
for
die-
pizza
Yeah.
and stuff like that. He was supposed to
Rem-
appear in all the ads
Yeah.
and all that, and then they couldn't do it. They had to replace it just with a regular guy in a clown suit.
Remind me, did he die by accident? Did he?
Yeah, he died of an accidental overdose.
yeah,
Yeah.
Combination of several sleeping medications.
So
Yeah.
he basically died in his sleep.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, that's a shame, that, isn't it?
yeah.
and he
What do you think,
died
Rob?
halfway filming The Imagination of Dr.
Oh,
Max.
so he never completed it.
No,
Yeah.
that's why they had
So
those
the
three
article
actors.
was right. It was his last full role. All right. I'm sorry. Sorry. What were they called again? Superhero hype. Very sorry.
I'll take dying in my sleep for 1,000, Alex.
I say
Seems like a
dying.
halfway decent way to go.
I say dying
Remind
during
me.
sex, but
You guys.
Eh,
Hey, Robert, you're a comic
Well,
book
technically,
guy.
it's a heart attack.
I'm a
but
comic
yeah.
book guy.
no,
I don't
no.
know. You know a lot.
Jared-
You guys know a
Jared-
lot more than I do.
There's the comic book guy.
Jared, yeah,
Yeah.
Jonathan is. But like, remind me, who's Captain Boomerang? I don't think I've seen him before.
I have no fucking idea.
He's
he's a Flash villain, right?
yeah, he's
He's
a
a-
Flash villain.
Yeah, he's a Flash
No,
villain.
all right.
too.
That explains why I don't know who he is. I mean, I know who Poison Ivy is. I don't know who Count Vertigo is, but I might have seen
Count
him.
Vertigo is
He's a Flash villain too.
well,
right?
he's a Green Arrow villain.
Oh yeah. God
Yeah,
damn it.
he's on Arrow too. Though
I
he
know-
goes
Yeah.
by well, on Arrow at least he has different identities that he
Yeah.
takes.
Because it's
So,
CW.
is that his power? Different identities.
Well, his
No, no.
power is that he has this drug. Well, on the show it is. Well, his power is illusion and basically manipulation and all that.
So he's
I mean, his power is
Mysterio.
similar
Yeah.
to
He's the
Mysterio.
Yeah, he's the Mysterio of the DC universe.
or Scarecrow, kind of, if you think about it, because it also makes you have hallucinations that make you homicidal.
Oh, right. I know who Deathstroke and Deadshot is. Killer Frost.
Killer
Flash.
Frost,
Flash villain.
Flash villain. She's also
Oh, is it she?
No,
well,
it depends on who it is.
yeah, it depends on who it is. Sometimes a woman, sometimes it's a man. And Injustice is a woman.
And
A
in
woman
current-
would do it.
But in the DC,
Oh, I know who Killer Frost
They're-
is. Yeah, I got my
in the-
ass kicked with her once
Yeah.
on Injustice. Yeah,
wait, you
horrible.
Killer Frost or Doctor Frost?
Killer Frost.
Killer Frost. Oh, okay.
I thought she was a good guy at first.
I hope they
Oh,
add.
I-
Honestly, I don't want them to do Joker. I mean, I understand why they would have to do Joker.
do.
I would like for them to do Harley Quinn since she's also in the Suicide
No,
Squad.
I think if Joker's in it, Harley Quinn's gonna be in it too. This is
I
gonna be
know.
the first time they have both of them. Yeah,
But what
her
kind of
her
Joker
in
do you
particular.
What kind of Joker? Do you want the brooding, evil
they're
Joker
going
that
straight-
Heath
they're
Ledger does, or do you
No,
want
they're
Jack
going-
Nicholson?
They're going
Go
straight
on.
crazy with this one.
They
I
have to
want
go crazy Joker.
They're
Well,
gonna
you
have
know
to
what
go.
they could do?
They have
They
to
could
go
do
crazy.
Dark Knight Returns Joker when he's a bit more. He's crazy, but more solemn and more a little bit gay.
Well, they can't. I mean, the thing. Well, I mean, they could since this is supposed to be a
Like calling
Batman that's been
Batman
out of a
darling.
while.
Stuff, you know.
Actually, I actually
So
think Joker's going to be the villain.
I
And
think, yeah, if anything, he would be
They
the
should
villain.
go. They
He
should
would be
go
the
with
villain.
the Batman Beyond Joker from that special movie one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll just be too much bullshit to kind of cram in. They should just keep it with normal Joker.
Eh,
Yeah, I mean, it's
There
supposed to
actually no
be.
normal Joker.
it's right.
Set in the
Yeah.
now.
Please define normal Joker, sir.
Hey, I want a Batman Beyond movie too, but that's not going to
But
happen.
that it's not
It's
there.
gonna happen, considering
happen.
that
Gonna
it may
happen
happen.
I
because
really
Zero
like Terry.
ground.
Is it Terry Jones?
It was,
Terry,
it was-
Terry, I had it. It escaped me. Terry McGinnis. There it is.
Terry McGinnis. Yeah, it was some kind of Celtic name, but yeah, I really liked him as Batman actually. Bit of a punk rather than a rich boy, you know.
well, I mean, they could do Batman Beyond and lead to that. I mean, this is supposed to be a Batman that's supposed to be around for, I think they said 15 years
Yeah.
or whatever.
So about
And he's supposed to be in his 40s. So it kind of eventually you would have to. And if you look at the lineup so far, they haven't announced a solo Batman film. So I'm assuming Batman will have some degree in the films and be in the roles and all that. But I think we're looking at the Batman that might be at the last
You know what I
stages of
miss?
his career.
I
the
miss
Bruce
a shit.
Wayne, excuse
Yeah,
me.
you know what I miss in the movies? A shit talking Alfred. Thingy, Michael Caine didn't do a lot of shit talking like Alfred does in the comics.
But you
Not
might get
enough.
it with who's playing Alfred now? I want to say
It's
Ray
John.
Fiennes.
It's Sean Pertwee. John Pertwee's
No,
son.
it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is in Gotham. Yeah.
No, but we're saying in the movies now.
Oh, well, they could just get him.
No, they cast him already. It's
Yeah, they
Have
did.
they?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
what's his name? The dude who plays Scar in Lion King. Yeah, I remember that one.
No.
He's
Rowan
in
Atkinson.
Tutors.
He was Scar in Lion King. What's his name?
Hang on. Do you want me to have a look?
Why did it escape me?
Hang on.
Because you didn't love it enough.
I know. I'm that guy. No, wait, no, I'm not. Lion King
Oh,
was
I didn't
awesome.
know. I didn't. Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons, yes.
Yeah, they
He's
cast Jeremy Irons
yeah.
as him.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
They
all
announced
right.
him. They
He's
announced
out.
him along with Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, that was the Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor and Jeremy
They've got
Irons.
a proper thespian. I tell you what, this guy's like Bristol.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's in one. He came from one of our most prestigious acting colleges, Bristol
Yeah.
Old Vic Theatre School. Yeah.
How much
That's
you
good.
want to bet that Lex Luthor is the one that assembled the Suicide Squad in this film?
as he-
If that's the thing, then I'm gonna be like, man, I'm gonna be pissed off because that takes
Oh.
away from the Elite movie.
Yeah, but that's what would make more sense.
Yeah,
to say he might be in it.
Yeah,
Looking at Jeremy Irons' picture, because I've seen him before, but I've not seen it recently. He looks like he could be the shit talking Alfred that we all want, you know.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people have been thinking it's going to be.
So, Master, you're going to go out in a mask, beating up people? Yes. It's not very smart.
I mean, Jeremy Irons also doesn't strike you as the father figure type guy.
Yeah.
Like he always plays menacing guys that are somewhat off. So you imagine his Alfred is going to be a very strict Alfred.
Yeah, you think it's
Like he
going
is in
with
the comics.
well, the New 52 right now?
Has there been an Arthur comic yet? Like,
Huh?
I mean, has there been an Alfred comic yet? I said Arthur. I don't know why I said Arthur.
I'm sure he's
Mm.
had plenty of issues, but
Yeah,
I
he
don't
had it.
really
Yeah,
see
he
where
had
you would
issues.
get a comic out of it.
Yeah.
You'd be interested to see him actually have his own comic.
But he-
No.
pretty much see him.
Why?
he's pretty much there.
No.
Yeah, I know he's
Yeah.
always there.
He's
but
already fully realized.
Are you talking about when
I
he's younger?
younger, or even when
Yeah,
just one that has him out in his day and something happens to him. Like,
What else could happen to him other than dealing with Batman?
Well, I mean, he
What?
does go
What's
to live
more
in Gotham.
interesting?
or how
He
about
does
one
live
where
in
he?
Gotham.
But what if
Yeah.
he does actually? What if he saves someone, or
During his mission.
there's an issue, a standalone issue where there's
Oh,
someone
I'm sure there's
meets that
gotta
he
be
falls in.
some.
Yeah, there's issues like that, but there's not like you're not going to get the Alfred comic book,
Right.
It could just be one
even
thing.
though not even though DC they probably would do something like that.
They just haven't thought of it.
Yeah, or
Or they thought about it and then they were like, "This is terrible. This is terrible." Some of the other
This is
ideas we thought
stupid.
There's
about.
not
Oh,
enough
what?
stuff here.
come on, and we did do 52 right now, so
I still think it could work. That's my opinion. Anyway, I think they should get a new Joker. I think there's been enough time. It's going to be like what if this movie comes out a year after? No, when is
It
Batman
comes out the
versus
same
Superman?
year.
Batman
What
Superman 2016.
They both
they're
come out
both coming out
2016.
2016. Oh,
Si-
that's a shame because like I thought it was 2017, so they released that Suicide Squad the year after.
Nope.
No, it's one in March and Batman Superman in March and Suicide Squad in August.
All right, because it'll be nearly by then it'd be nearly 10 years since Thingy died anyway. So
Yeah, I think
why
that's
not
the.
have a new
I think
Joker?
I don't think that's the biggest deal. It's just
I mean,
wow.
the Joker's not the same in the comics either. No one cares. So you know. Anyway, I think we should move on. And the Hateful Eight cast has been announced, and this is from The Verge. Thank you for showing me this one, David. I'll be checking this website out a little bit more. After some uncertainty this year, Quentin Tarantino is ready to move forward with the Hateful Eight, and all the film's big stars have been announced. That includes each member of the titular Hateful Eight plus one bonus star, all of which you can see below. A first description of the plot would be like. This has also been released, and it sounds as though the film set some years after the Civil War. So this is like after Django. We'll find all 8 of these people converging in Wyoming and getting stuck at a stagecoach stop in a heavy storm. Tarantino's filming a 70mm. I guess he's abandoned 35 then. Hypocrite. So the picture should look amazing, and it's targeting a release next year. And the people are Samuel L. Jackson, of course. And it says this one's self-explanatory. Jackson's been a recurring collaborator, so it only makes sense that we see him here. He'll be playing a bounty hunter and a former soldier of the Union, so he's playing a Buffalo soldier. That's interesting. Kurt Russell. Oh, this is the one I'm most excited about, personally. Russell's probably known for his work with John Carpenter, starring in Escape from New York and The Thing. Hasn't been in so many huge films lately, but he did work with Tarantino with Death Proof, which was meh. He'll be playing another bounty hunter in Hateful Eight, Jennifer Jason Leigh, or Leigh. Even if you don't immediately recognize Leigh, you've probably seen her before. She's been all over the place, appearing in Fast Times, at Richmond High. I thought that was 2 films for a second then. Shortcuts and The Machinist. That's a good film, that. Also, Synecdoche, New York. She'll be playing a fugitive here. It'll be her first time working with Tarantino. Walton Goggins. This will be his second film, having a small role in Django Unchained. He'll be playing a southern renegade here who claims to be a sheriff. I don't remember him in Django Unchained. Do you guys know who he played?
Yeah, he was one of the I want to say, was it DiCaprio's?
Oh yeah, he was like shit talking
Yeah.
Django all the time. Yeah. Got his head blown off as a result. Damien Bashir. Bashir was most recently seen starring at FX The Bridge as a Mexican homicide detective. Hateful Eight will have him playing the operator of a men's clothing store, and this is also his first time working with Tarantino. Tim Roth. It's been a good while since Roth and Tarantino worked together. It must be like, what? Yeah, 20 years, isn't it? Since Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, so...
Nice more than that.
20 years, yeah. Pulp Fiction was released 1994. So
Right.
he'll be playing a hangman, it says. Michael Madsen, another older actor. This will be his 3rd film with Tarantino. Oh, was he in Reservoir Dogs too?
Mm-hmm.
He plays Mr. Blonde, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he was in Kill Bill, but I don't remember him being in Kill Bill.
He was Bill's brother.
Hasn't he been in the film that's all in black and white, or was that someone else? Like, is
What?
it Nebraska?
No.
Was he in Nebraska?
Who?
Was he in Nebraska, that film recently, or was that someone else? Because he's the actor who plays that guy, the older man, is in it.
Oh yeah. He was Bruce
Yeah.
Dern. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bruce Dern's coming up soon. Yeah, but I was thinking, was Michael Madsen in it too?
No.
All right.
No.
Who was he in Kill Bill?
He was Bill's brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. He'll be playing a cowpuncher. I don't know what that is. Apparently, it's just another word for a cowboy that no one really uses.
Well, no, they would punch him to move him along.
Bruce Dern, obviously. He had a small role in Django Unchained. Was he one of the more crazy bit parts?
The definition of cowpuncher. A cowboy.
Yeah. He's apparently playing a Confederate general. Sounds interesting. Well, it should be former Confederate then, shouldn't it? And then Channing Tatum. That's right. This will be Tatum's first film with Tarantino, and
My
notably,
cousin. My
he's the,
cousin.
your cousin, hey, Corey Coleman's little fancy. And notably, he's the only one who isn't part of the titular eight. So he's not part of the Hateful Eight. He could be the villain. You know what Tarantino likes to do? Cast against type. I don't think he'll be a good guy. It sounds like the Hateful Eight may be protagonists. I can't see them being bad guys. Although you don't really get bad guys and good guys in spaghetti westerns.
Wait, what is this movie about?
It's about a group of people who are moving around after the Civil War, and they enter a town and seek shelter because they got stuck in a storm. That's all they're telling us. So I assume it's kind of like
they're
outsiders
angry.
coming in. Yeah, it's
They're hateful.
conflicting.
Hmm.
Well, they're
It
hateful
must
for,
be.
Did
I
anybody read the script?
I haven't read it.
What?
David, did you read it? Yeah, the
No.
script.
The
Yeah, Robert,
script
the
thing-
script
Yeah,
got
there
leaked.
was this big thing. Quentin Tarantino wasn't going to do this movie because the script got leaked.
What? Why would?
Yeah, how did you not hear about this?
Yeah,
It's all
that
over
was
the news.
yeah, it was a big thing.
That was a
Why
big,
would
big
you?
thing.
Why would you even want to read it? That's
Yeah,
like a
that's-
third of it.
I read Django, but I forgot everything else until it came out.
The script for the Avengers leaked too.
A third of it is the script. A third of it is the acting and recording, and a
yeah.
third of it is the editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're getting why would you kill it like that for yourself? Why?
well, it wasn't his
Yeah,
fault.
that's
no, I'm
what-
talking about the people that read it. Why?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what-
they're the ones who leaked it, so
Yeah.
they betrayed his trust in a way, you know. I'm really excited. I think this will probably be the film that will make all his naysayers over the years, all the ones that have become naysayers, like him again. I reckon.
Wouldn't say that.
I
think
wouldn't say
so.
that. I mean, Quentin Tarantino. I mean, I don't know that about you guys, but given the fact that it's Quentin Tarantino, that plot's not going to be that straightforward.
It's not, but it could well be that straightforward. Maybe the characters won't be so straightforward. I don't think it's so much as someone seeking shelter and it's going to be some old country for old men type. There's going to be guns and shit, obviously. But
I picture
I'm-
flashbacks, a lot of flashbacks
maybe, yeah.
of
Like,
how they
I've been-
got there and all that.
Reservoir Dogs and the rest.
I wonder, like, are the Hateful Eight the bad guys or the good guys? I'm just wondering because they're going into
Everything.
this.
They're the
Oh.
protagonists of the story.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that much.
Hopefully, they are.
Well, that's what supposedly the script says, that they're the protagonists.
Hmm.
But as far as whether they're good or bad, I mean, it's a western, so it's supposed to be shades of gray when it
Well,
comes to them.
well,
No,
spaghetti
some
westerns. Spaghetti westerns. It's shades of grey. Also, Peckinpah type westerns, but traditional westerns. It's
Traditional
more black and white.
Weckers, yeah, it's literally guys with black hats who are
Yeah.
the villains, and guys with white hats who are the good guys.
Yep. Or your
But knowing
anti-heroes.
Quentin Tarantino, it's going to be all of them are going to be unlikable characters that you're going to vote for some reason.
I don't know. You always end up liking his unlikable ones. Like everyone likes Bill. I like Bill. I thought Bill was funny. Anyway, what do you think about Channing Tatum? That's interesting.
I mean, if he's the villain, like you theorized, it'd be interesting. I saw Haywire, and he was the villain in that. Well, he was
He's
a
been a
henchman
villain
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in he went against Gina Carano in that, and he sold it there. He was pretty good in that as an intimidating guy.
I like to see him have a thingy. Christoph Waltz back again, but no, that's a shame.
I'm sick of Christoph Waltz now
Why?
because it just
I
he
kind
just
of am
keeps-
too.
It's
Yeah,
just
he's
Christoph Waltz as Christoph Waltz in
Yeah,
this.
he's everywhere.
Well, you can't. He's German. He can't. Well, Austrian. He can't do accents.
Well, I mean, I feel the same way about him that I do about Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, I
now,
like you,
Cumberbatch is in everything. That's Christoph
like
Waltz
you.
isn't.
but go away.
Nah, I don't think Christoph Waltz is anywhere near as bad as that.
Not, and just in terms of acting and who he is, like his shtick one's old for me.
I don't think he really has a shtick.
I think he does.
He was in two. To be fair, he was in two Tarantino films playing two completely different characters, and I
It
think
was still very much credit soft waltz in both
I
of them.
disagree because I don't. I think when he played the Nazi officer, that wasn't Christoph Waltz. That was Nazi officer, whatever he's called. Anyway, I think we need to move on, and we're going to get a bit depressed now. This is Robin Williams, and the death investigation concludes. Coroner finds no evidence of alcohol or illicit drugs. It was suicide, people, and this is on E Online. Nearly 3 months after Robin Williams was found dead at his home in Tiburon, California, the Marin County Sheriff's Office and coroner concluded their investigation into his death. They found that the beloved actor and comic legend passed from asphyxia due to hanging in the manner of suicide. An extensive toxicology evaluation revealed an absence of both alcohol and illicit drugs in Williams' system at the time of death. Prescription medications were detected, however. Shortly after his passing, his wife, Susan Schneider, spoke about her late husband's struggles with addiction and depression. Robin spent much of his time helping others, whether he was entertaining on the stage, film, or television, our troops on the front lines, or comforting a sick child. Robin wanted us to laugh and feel less afraid, she said. Since his passing, all of us who loved Robin have found some solace in the tremendous outpouring of affection and admiration for him. His greatest legacy, besides his 3 children, is the joy and happiness he offered to others, particularly to those fighting personal battles. Schneider also chose to address one of the major obstacles that the Oscar winner was facing in private. Robin's sobriety was intact, and he was brave as he struggled with his own battles of depression and anxiety, as well as early stages of Parkinson's disease, which he is not yet ready to share public. It is our hope, in the wake of Robin's tragic passing, that others will find the strength to seek the care and support they need. Williams is survived by his wife, 3 kids, and from previous 3 kids from previous marriages: Zach Williams, Zelda Williams, and Cody Williams. It just makes it more depressing that we've lost such a legend. He always used to put a smile on my face.
I'm just glad that it disproves all those people who were theorizing that maybe he killed himself because he relapsed and felt bad about it.
No.
Yeah.
Because there were so many people saying that, oh, maybe he did drugs and maybe that's what got him depressed, and that's why he was like, no, the toxicology came back. He didn't have any drugs in the system. He's completely fine. He killed himself. It's sad, but that's what actually happened.
Yeah, reading that article just makes me realize how much he did for others rather than for himself. Like, he could have helped himself, but he didn't. He chose to help others to the detriment of his mental health. And I kind of have to applaud that. Although you do think he could have tried and got help for his depression, but
Well, I thought he had said in an interview once that he sees a therapist, that he saw a therapist and all that. But depression's one of those things that just a bad thing.
Yeah, it's uncontrollable.
Yeah,
That's the thing. After Juwario committed suicide, I saw this thing that this chick on Radio Dead Air, her name's Tara, said. It's like being locked in a room with someone who hates you, knows exactly how to get at you, and never, ever shuts up. I've never heard it described better.
Yep.
it really is a good description.
really good. It just feels like he left us with unfinished business. Like, he hadn't done everything he needed to do. I remember, like, was it George Carlin or Bill Hicks said that maybe all these stars that died, the 27 Club, the likes of Hendrix and Morrison and Janis Joplin, maybe they gave everything they could, and then it was downhill from there. I feel like this one was different. Like, he left us when he was still doing things, and he was doing more stand up again as well, wasn't he? It's just, I don't know. It shocked
really
me.
Was one of those deaths that blindsided people, because even though you knew he had spoken about going through depression, and we knew that he went to rehab. I think he went to rehab either just this year or last year.
I thought he went years ago for cocaine, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he went again recently because he said he felt like he was about to relapse, and he wanted to go there to protect his sobriety. I think it was last year. I'm not sure, but Yeah, so it's like even though you knew about it, it's like you didn't, it just blindsided. Like you didn't expect him to kill himself or anything like that.
Yeah. I
Like
remember. Go on, carry on.
this is gonna sound bad, but I would have expected an accidental overdose over suicide.
Yeah. That was how Keith Moon died. He died of an accidental overdose. What he did was he was an alcoholic and he was taking pills to stop it, and he took too much of those pills and killed him. And he was half Robin's age. He was 32.
Well, Robin Williams, honestly, I'm not going to say that I know what he was thinking, but
Mm.
I could honestly see staring back down the face of what you feel. There's no way you're going to avoid this addiction this time. There's no way to not go down this road. And, you know,
Mm.
and once you feel cornered, so maybe
Yeah.
he did it because he was certain that he was going to become an addict again. And I can't speak to that, but yeah.
But didn't his wife say shortly after he died that the Parkinson's thing is what really sent him to diagnose? I mean, sent him to really bad depression.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I know there was reports saying that from TMZ and close family members that said like, yeah, that diagnosis of Parkinson's really was what got to him a lot. Like he just couldn't picture his life living with it.
Can you?
No.
Anyway, I think we should move on from. Go on, carry on.
I was gonna say, well, Michael J. Fox made a whole
Yeah.
TV series about it, and he's doing well. I mean, he even says that when he does television appearance and stuff, he'll be not shaking at all. But because people expect him to do that for his roles and stuff now, he has to actually fake having like the shakes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like Billy Connolly, he has it too, and he took
Muhammad
drugs.
Ali has it.
Yeah, like that. Well, I guess maybe Billy Connolly's not. I don't know if he's had problems with depression, but he's handling it okay. Like he doesn't even take his medication anymore.
Michael J. Fox said he had depression when he got his diagnosis.
Yeah.
I think depression when anytime you get a disease or anything like that, or disorder or whatever Parkinson's considered, I don't know. Whenever you get some sort of condition like that, I imagine depression is one of the first things you get from it
So
before the actual illness hits you.
so
Yeah,
Michael
there's
J.
what, 9
Yeah.
steps? Anger, bargaining. I forget exactly what they are, but yeah.
Should we have a look? Should we look him up?
Yep. Here, I'll
All
Google it right now.
I'll see if I can beat you.
But yeah, like there are people who live with it. Again, using Michael J. Fox as an example, he seems to be fine with it.
Denial and isolation, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
Yep.
Fuck you guys.
Screw
God
you.
damn
You
it!
go, Jared. You go.
Well, I didn't have to spend 300.
Did you say shock? Did you say shock?
Well, yeah, shock's the initial one.
I've got
Denial and
shock.
isolation.
I've got shock, denial, anger, physical distress, guilt, bargaining, depression, testing, acceptance.
Oh, that was way more than 5 stages of loss of grief.
Right?
I think acceptance isn't a part of it, but never mind. Anyway, should we move on? I think we've got more.
Acceptance is a part of it.
Yeah.
Acceptance is the last stage of it.
Yeah, it's the last one.
Oh, for God's sake, that bloody video. Hang on. Okay. These two stories will segue into the gaming section, and the Ratchet and Clank movie gets a poster. Check out and this is from IGN. Check out the new poster for the forthcoming animated movie version of the Insomniac video game, Ratchet and Clank. The poster was unveiled at this week's American Film Market in Santa Monica, California. The movie is being made by Rainmaker Entertainment, the animation studio behind Escape from Planet Earth and Blockade Entertainment. The movie will feature the voice cast members from the game franchise, including James Arnold Taylor as Ratchet, also known as Tidus from Final Fantasy X, and Obi-Wan Kenobi from the animated Star Wars cartoons and games, and David Kay as Clank, also Jim Ward as Quark. The film's official plot synopsis is: Ratchet and Clank tells the story of two unlikely heroes as they struggle to stop a vile alien named Chairman Drek from destroying every planet in the Solana galaxy. Ratchet is the last of his kind, a foolhardy Lombax He was grown up alone on a backwater planet with no family of his own. Clank is a pint-sized robot with more brains than brawn. When the two stumble upon a dangerous weapon capable of destroying entire planets, they must join forces with a team of colourful heroes called the Galactic Rangers in order to save the galaxy. Along the way, they'll learn about heroism, friendship, and the importance of discovering one's own identity. Basically, this is the entire plot of the first game, so we already know. But I like how it's actually not just that animation studio, it's also the gaming studio is also making it as well. And I think this film has got to be the greatest video game movie of all time. Surely. What do you guys think?
I
That
think
the
it
reason,
could be.
yeah, I think it's actually kind of important because you have the voices of the original characters. Plus, you got TJ Fixman, who's actually wrote the video games.
Yeah.
So if this does well, then guess what? Those people who want voice actors as in actual movies, here you go.
The only thing that can hurt this is that they don't have any big name stars to put on a poster.
Richard does it.
Yep, that's the only thing that could hurt it.
I don't think it will.
And Ratchet and Clank is not a big enough brand to make a movie, but that's just my opinion.
I think they'll make it. I think it'll be word of mouth that will get this movie what it needs.
Plus, it's animation, and that's been
Yeah.
if you have an animated movie, that seemed to be the thing right now.
Well, I mean,
It looks good. It looks good. There's a
it
trailer as well.
depends. Because animated movies, they have to. I mean, for one thing, they can't be against another movie that appeals to family, and two, they usually have to have a weekend by itself.
Well, this will
I
actually
don't know.
appeal to
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that because what's the number one movie this weekend?
Well, I
Big
mean,
Hero
again,
6.
Big Hero 6 has the benefit of Disney, but think outside of Disney,
But nobody knew what Big
And-
Hero 6 was based on.
but it has Disney. Disney is a big enough brand of itself that when it attaches itself to an animated feature,
sure
it does.
there's a
Same thing with
conglomerate-
Frozen.
I'm sure there's
Nope.
a big conglomerate that's making this as well. Like Rain Entertainment must be owned by one of the big four or something.
Well, Rain Entertainment's an independent animation company, but Sony Pictures Animation, well, it's being
So
released through that
Sony, yeah.
division. Because
It's
Ratchet
so-
and Clank's owned by Sony.
Yeah, so they will also be putting a lot of money behind it too, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, they even showed it off at E3. The trailer first appeared at E3.
You know, the thing is, with Ratchet and Clank, it's not just going to be a family thing. It'll also, I think it will, it will also. I'm thinking of a joke from the first game. It also appealed to adults as well because a lot of adults play it, and it's not quite adult humor, but it's humor that adults will get that the kids won't. Like, I remember. This is probably not an adult joke, but I remember the joke that comes to mind is this. There's a there's a scene where they come across this plumber and he's talking about why he's not been able to get off this planet that's being attacked by the Drek forces. He goes, hey, and Ratchet goes, hey, why are you not off this planet? And the plumber goes, socio-economic disparity. Kids aren't going to get what that is, but adults will. So I think if they keep the jokes like that, it'll be a success, I reckon.
Yeah, I hope it does well. I mean, you guys. I'm just glad that we're getting films where the actual teams have something to do with it. I mean, I just hope we don't have.
Yep.
I mean, I just hope that there won't be a flood of like, hey, let's do this property and this video game property if this is a success. Because not all video game properties should be adapted into
Nope.
film.
Well, not all novels should either. Not all films should
Right.
be remade.
Right, and then also, the last time we had a film like this in which the developer and the team had something to do with it, it was the Need for Speed film. EA
That was
had
shit too.
Yeah, the
Ooh.
EA
Well,
actually had people from
Yeah.
the last Need for Speed game on the game. They wrote the initial draft for the script.
No
Well,
wonder
no,
it was shit.
well, the initial draft of the script was written by the guy from Real Steel, but they did a punch up on the script. And they had consulting credits and everything, and that was and that was EA's big push of, hey, this is our film division. Well, we have Dead Space in development, and we have Need for Speed in development, and Need for Speed is our first big effort, and Need for
it's-
Speed was.
Shite.
But the thing is, why would you have writers who do a racing game
Yeah,
Well, Need for
actually.
Speed has had games had storylines.
but they're not. They're rudimentary and they're really shit anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's more focused on let's make a race or let's get chased by cops, right?
Let's cross. Let's
Yeah.
cross country.
I mean, the only one that I remember having a lot of a story was the one, and that was the one where the cut scenes were directed by Michael Bay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well,
Well,
they
that
had-
aside, it was a decent racing game because it wasn't broken up into races. It was, you went from this area and you're running down, so it was more of a cannonball run kind of thing. It was a lot more fun to play.
Yeah, I heard good things about it, but it didn't do that well for EA.
Yeah, the most evil company in the world.
Most people are the most evil company belongs to Activision.
They're definitely. They're not the
Yeah.
most evil.
Oh,
North
God.
Media.
You
North
must not know Bobby
Media.
Kotick. You do not
North
know Bobby
Media.
Kotick.
Anyway, I think we'll move on. This is actually probably the exact same story, but with Warcraft instead. And it's the first 2 Warcraft movie posters have been revealed, and you can see this on IGN too. Yeah, we're going to be going to IGN a lot. So anyway, check out the first 2 posters for Universal's big screen adaptation of Warcraft. So what I can see here is that there's a sword with a lion on it. Fight for the Alliance is the tagline. And there's another one with a hammer. Fight for the Horde. And these were announced at BlizzCon as some of the 2 promotional sites tied to the Duncan Jones directed feature film. And well, all I can say is, okay, well, they've got the lore down. There's the Alliance versus the Horde. So yeah, it's a big risk for Duncan Jones or Wowie Zowie. And he's already filmed all the physical stuff, and they're just doing all the CGI stuff now, I think. And the film is scheduled for 11th of March 2016.
Damn.
I know. How long does it take to make CGI nowadays?
It takes a long time. Plus
Not
plus
2
editing.
years.
Yeah, but look at the level that people demand
Yeah.
from CGI now. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
All right. I guess
and
so.
plus-
If
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
mind blowing, it sucks.
Yeah, plus the animated films take like maybe 2-3 years. I know the first Shrek, the original Shrek, took about like 10 years, I believe.
Jesus.
Yeah, because
Well, yeah,
Hey,
but look when
yeah.
that came out.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying. It takes a long time to do all this stuff. Even now, it takes a good 2 years, 2 or 3 years to get good, and especially when you doing Warcraft, and and it's going to basically depend on your CGI.
Well,
You
if
wanna-
it's
you wanna
Blizzard,
get-
it'll be good, I guess. If
Yeah,
Blizzard's going to be doing it, or even Blur could do it. That not the band, but the CGI company that did the Deadpool test thing.
So is them that's doing the? They're doing the.
I don't know. I'll have a look if you want. We'll have a look.
Yeah.
Warcraft. Yeah, hang on. I'll just put 2016. No, hang on. There we are. CGI. What is it? Visual effects. Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it's probably ILM that's doing the special effects, at least the primary bulk of it.
Here
But they
we are.
usually have other special effects companies get the process done, help
I think I
assist
better go on
ILM.
IGN. I'm gonna go on IGN, not Wiki. Hang on.
But
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
go
it'd
ahead.
be interesting.
I
But as
hope
far
it's.
as, go ahead.
I hope it is. I hope it's good, because this movie has been in development.
Yeah, it's
for,
ILM. ILM.
Oh, then yeah, it's gonna take a long time because they were trying to get that shit perfect then.
Plus,
But yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, plus, I mean, they could get it out next year if they wanted, but the special effects would be crap. I mean, really, it also depends on how much the budget is.
I can.
Because if
have a look at that.
because if they can, I mean, you can get a movie out within 2 years with a big special effects budget. if you got a lot of money. But if Universal doesn't have that much money, then it makes sense for them to take the time and spend 2 years. And I know Blizzard has some of the writers working on the script
Yeah,
because
because
they make.
this movie's been in development for years,
Yeah,
and they're just getting into it. So yeah, they're trying to put their all into this.
and I know at one point when Sam Raimi was a part of it, they were developing it pretty much without Sam Raimi because that's how much
Hmm.
they cared about it, which pissed Sam Raimi off. I mean, he made a big rant about how he was mad at how they handled the situation.
Really?
Oh yeah, there was an interview where he talked about it. He was like, I've been working on the film by myself with my creative partner just to find out that they were working on stuff without me being involved, like I didn't even exist."
That's probably why they
What
got
is this,
Duncan
Duncan
Jones.
Jones? What's
Yeah.
going on?
That's
What
probably
happened?
why. No, talking about Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi was attached to it.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
was
attached to
he?
direct, and basically what happened was that when he was working on the film with his partner, Blizzard and Universal would working on it basically without him. And he also said there was a period where he didn't hear anything from them, but he was still attached to direct. And eventually, he just left the project because he was like, they didn't make me a part of it. I thought I was going to be a part of it. I thought I was going to work with them, and they basically shutted me out.
Mm.
That's
Do
probably
you
why
think
they
that was?
got Duncan Jones.
But the thing is like I think this one will make money just for the simple fact that we have the last Hobbit movie, and when's that Harry Potter spin-off or whatever
I don't
prequel?
know. I
Uh,
don't care.
I think it's 2015. I think it comes out next year, or maybe 2016. But I don't know.
Potter. Fuck
Well,
that.
whenever it's coming out, there's gonna be a big gap in terms of the fantasy lineup. So
Doctor Strange.
So it will just benefit for the simple fact that the people who are craving fantasy and dragons and all of this stuff, on top of the fact that
Strange.
WoW is still popular, at least not. I don't think it's popular here anymore, is it?
It's
What?
I think
very popular. It's still popular. Don't
It's,
worry.
it's it's popular, but we need somebody attached to it. Doctor Strange.
like I know like it's declined in what's it called subscriptions, but WoW's still pretty popular. So you know you're gonna have WoW fans who are gonna go
Yeah,
see it.
yeah. I think that you think that's the most important people to get.
I think so. I mean, they're gonna see it no matter what, but it's just whether or not they like it. It's going to be the biggest problem. I'm just
Yeah,
curious about what Paula Patton's doing it. I know she's in the film.
yeah. They got the whole cast. I just forget who they're playing.
All right. Now we've done our film news, and now we move on to gaming news. And there's not a lot of it, but this segues nicely into more Blizzard goodness for you Blizzard fans. And
Wait, time out. We're not
what?
going to talk about the casting
There is no what casting of what?
of World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft.
The, no, it was just about the posters.
But we're not talking about the casting at all because they revealed the cast.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Someone should have put that article there because I've not been following the movie at all. I've been following
I
Hateful
thought I
Eight.
thought I thought we knew about that. Oh, man, hold
Oh,
on.
I actually I do know one of the actors. I do know one of the actors. I think
They can-
we'll talk about that. Go on then.
Wait,
Right,
hold
we'll
on,
have
hold
to
on,
ding
hold on.
that bit, Robert.
I know
Because
Paula Patton's in it.
yeah,
His sexy
wait,
self.
I'll send the link right now. Hold on.
It's all right. I'm
It's-
already there. I'm already there.
Oh, you got it. Superhero hype.
Yeah, Wikipedia. Oh, IMDb. Ah,
Go to superhero hype. They got the whole cast right there.
IMDb. Ben Foster, Toby Kebbell, Travis Fimmel, Dominic Cooper, Paula Patton, Clancy Brown, Daniel Cudmore. Now I'm trying to work out apart from the famous ones, the ones that I know. Now if I can find it. Ah, here he is. I think I found him. All right. So obviously Ben Foster's in it. What's he been in again? Was he in a?
Just in,
Oh,
the
310 to Yuma.
mechanic.
The Mechanic, Lone Survivor, Pandorum, 310 to Yuma. Toby Kebbell was in. Oh, he's from Yorkshire. Pontefract. He's from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Prince of Persia, Rock and Roller, Wrath of the Titans. Ugh. What else? Who else is in it? Travis Fimmel, Aussie. He's been in Baytown Outlaws, which must be an Aussie western. Restraint, The Vikings, that must be that History Channel thing. And The Experiment. I don't know. I haven't seen that film. So, and he was in the Tarzan TV series. He played Tarzan. Uh, Dominic Cooper, obviously, British. Need for Speed, Captain America, The First Avenger, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, and The Devil's Double. Paula Patton, obviously. Yep. Deja
Was
Vu,
was
Precious.
playing was playing Garona.
It didn't really say what her role was. It just said
I
her
got it right
name.
now. I got it right now. Garona. Caught between
Guru.
the Garona. Caught between the Alliance and the Horde. Garona is a strong-willed survivor who must decide where her true loyalty lies.
Ah.
See, this is why we wanted to go to superhero high. Chris.
Because they tell you
Yeah.
all of them.
I'm just gonna go through the Clancy Brown. Who does he play?
Clancy Brown plays. He plays Black Hand, known as the Destroyer.
I
Black
assume he's
Hand.
not. Yeah.
Black Hand is one of the Orkhan's most fearsome and titanic war chiefs.
Ah, he's been in the Shawshank Redemption, Starship Troopers, Highlander original, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Daniel Cudmore, Canadian. Hey, Jordan is with us in spirit. He was in all the X-Men. No, wait, he was in. No, it was in X-Men Last Stand, X-Men 2, and X-Men Days of Future Past. But I don't know who he played. And he was in the Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. It says here.
Wait,
He was
what did you
probably
say
in
the
Part
guy's
1
name
too.
again?
Daniel Cudmore. He plays
Wasn't
Colossus,
Okay, yeah, he was Colossus. Yeah.
and he's in Halo 4, and he plays Felix in Twilight.
So we're just gonna give the whole portfolio.
All the big one, all the ones that that I've found on IMDb. Ben Schnetzer, he's in Pride, which is a British film. It's about gay pride and them joining forces with miners during the miners' strike. The Buck Thief, which is
Can we,
I think I've seen that. I don't know what Ben's plan is, but I think that's another British film.
not to interrupt you, Chris, but could we just have Jared just read like the cast list from superhero
Go
high?
on then. Go
That
on
would just be
then.
easier.
Go on then.
Okay, so the cast of World of Warcraft is Paula Patton as Garona. She plays a woman that is caught between the Alliance and the Horde. Garona is a strong-willed survivor who must decide her true loyalties. Then there's King Lion Wen. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Played by Dominic Cooper. King Lion is the leader of the Alliance city of Stormwood, and a beacon of hope to its people in a time of darkness. Then there's Orgrim by Rob Korzinski.
I
Orgrim,
know who he is. I know who he is.
who's that?
He's a British actor. He was in one of our biggest soap operas called EastEnders, and he played a. He was in a soap opera, as in called EastEnders, which is one of the big ones in the UK. He played a bit of an arsehole on it. He was in
Ooh.
Pacific Rim. It's a shit show, all right. It's not. It's a soap opera. He played an
Oh,
arsehole.
oh, he was in Pacific Rim. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I
He was in
remember him.
Pacific Rim, Red Tails, and the only reason I know who he is not just because of EastEnders, but because he has the same birthday as me and is 10 years older.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In this movie, he plays Orgrim is Dorenton's. I'm sorry about these names. Dorenton's right hand and a brave warrior destined to wield the Doomhammer, a weapon of orc legends. And then
So
there's,
there's a bad guy in it.
I guess, I have not played these games, so
I haven't, but I kind of know that a little bit of what they're referring to.
right. The Dorenton is played by Toby Kebbell, the lead protagonist for the Horde. Doranton is the noble chieftain of the Frost Wolf clan, battling to save his people and his family from extinction. And then there's Lady Tora, played by oh, Ruth Nega.
I don't know who she is. I'll have a look, see if I can recognize her.
Right?
No, I don't have her on. I don't have her on. I can't see her.
She plays Tora is the royal queen of Stormwind and King Lauren's great love and most trusted consort. And then there's Golden, played by Daniel Wu.
You know.
I think we've exhausted the cast.
Yeah, we exhausted the cast anyway. So. I
Oh
need to
dear
get-
God!
What happened?
Chris, I sent something to the Games Vines page. Oh dear God! Please don't let this be true. It's about the potential casting for Wonder Woman, the woman who was reportedly offered. I just put it to the page.
But we know who Wonder Woman is, right?
No, the casting for the director
Oh.
for the movie.
Oh, the women. Oh, yeah,
Is
they
it
want a
Michael
woman,
Bay?
don't they? Go on.
The director that they saying might be Lexi Alexander. Alexander helmed Punisher Warzone.
Oh!
No!
Oh God.
No! No!
I think this is a quote from her. It says, she's being a female director for a superhero film in this magnitude is a most daunting task. If she says yes, everybody will be very happy, including me, Alexander said. Still, I don't see at this point anyone would say yes. There's a huge pressure. If a female director does fail, then all of a sudden it's all women sucking at directing.
This is why you do not
wouldn't say
limit
that.
your talent pool, people. This is why you don't do shit like this.
She said in the interview with Forbes report that she was offered it.
She's gonna
she said-
take it. She's gonna get it. Watch her
Wait,
fail
wait,
now.
wait.
Well, usually when directors say they were offered something before the studio approved it, they usually don't get it.
Oh, all
It's the
right,
very
people.
opposite.
But this is what happens when you limit the talent pool, people. You get scare stories like this.
Well, I mean, Catherine Bigelow's a good director.
Yeah,
She's good.
She
but
could
she's not good.
direct Wonder Woman.
I don't think she will though. She wants to do patriotic military movies nowadays.
She was offered the Wolverine. She was in strong talks with the Wolverine.
Oh, maybe she likes comic books then.
Yeah, she was offered She was one of the directors on the short list for the Wolverine, but negotiations fell through.
I want more money.
Or just creative control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
That's
money.
usually-
Yeah.
Money or creative control is usually the two biggest things.
Don't
And
give
when money's not the problem, it's creative control.
Don't give her creative control. Do not give her creative control.
No.
Well, at least not Lexi Alexander.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else has she done anyway? Because
No, she did.
I can't-
What was it? What was that? Something hooligans.
Green Street Hooligans or whatever.
Green Street hooligans. There
was
we
that
go.
any good?
I have no idea.
My brother said it was good. One of my brothers.
Well, Punisher Warzone wasn't.
No, Punisher Warzone wasn't at all.
I think her problem with that one was she decided to go. Sorry to say this phrase, but full retard with that one.
Full
Well,
Macintosh.
she said that we're
Yeah.
making a comic book film, and I really
Yeah.
wanted to hit the comic book aspect. She basically did the Ang Lee approach to comic book films.
Yeah, that was her problem with that one.
Because even Ang Lee was like, I don't know much about the Hulk, but it's a comic book, so I
So-
wanted to capture the comic with the panels, and all
Which
this.
he did well. I will give him that. He did well with that. I actually appreciate the movie for that. It's just that he forgot how to direct his actors and make a story. So that's where it failed.
Yeah.
God, that movie was awful.
Oh, that movie was bad.
You know
Hulk
it's
or
bad when the
Punisher
best
Warzone?
fight scenes are two mutated, what was it, poodles?
Poodles.
Yeah. I just realised how shit it is, and then when he comes back and he calms down, his pants fall off. That made me laugh.
And they bite him in the junk. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that scene now.
Then he gets in a fight with a giant storm cloud.
I know.
Yeah,
still
Which
don't know
is
how
funny.
he enjoyed it.
He predated Green Lantern and Fantastic Four with that.
Something we learn every day.
It's funny. No one looked at that and said, maybe we shouldn't do that. Everyone's like, let's just do that for all of them.
Yeah,
Anytime we
Can
need
I-
a big villain, let's do
do
that.
it. Do it.
Can we keep on the games? You've already interrupted the game segment with a movie news thing that you could have probably have.
Well, it was
put-
breaking news. It literally just posted.
Well, no, it's not break. But it interrupted the flow. I was in flow.
This
Yeah.
doesn't go up till Friday. There's no such thing.
And there's an editor.
Okay.
We have an editor,
Okay.
so.
Anyway, we're back to the games, people. After our breaking news and our woe may just be, hopefully, unfounded.
Yes, DC.
I still think she's gonna get the job though, but never mind. Anyway, at BlizzCon, Blizzard announced 3 games. 2 of them I think are actually DLC. StarCraft 2: Legacy of the Void is a standalone game, so not DLC. So 2 games that are standalone, 1 is DLC. Blizzard has announced that StarCraft 2: Legacy of the Void, which people assume would be DLC, will be a standalone game. Following the debut of a trailer at BlizzCon, Dustin Browder, the game director, announced that Legacy of the Void will not require a copy of StarCraft 2 to play, a move that he says will allow first-time players and established fans alike the chance to dive into StarCraft 2. Oh, I don't see how that would stop them playing it anyway. But anyway, players will command Protoss and reunite the scattered Protoss tribe. At the touch of a button, the players can use the Spear of Adon, an ancient arch ship, to destroy an entire army. Legacy of the Void also introduces Archon mode, a new co-op and PvP mode in one. Teammates work together to control a single base and a single army. Allied commanders in another co-op mode that involves players joining forces to battle through scenarios together, leveling up their commanders' capabilities as they progress. Meanwhile, new automated tournaments over Battle.net aim to give players a new way to compete online. Browder teases that Lot V, the Lurker, is back. Legacy of the Void offers closure on the story of StarCraft's 3 races and will feature new multiplayer units. Sadly, a release date has not been announced. And it says developing the story, I assume. Anyway, I haven't played StarCraft 2 at all. It was just big news. I don't think making this a standalone will allow people to play StarCraft 2. You can just play StarCraft 2 and then the DLC. That's not gonna affect anything.
I think
So I
it
don't
just
know.
means like it's a standalone story. So you can get in just if you're intimidated by the fact that StarCraft 2 basically continues off where StarCraft 1 leaves off, then you can kind of get some feel of the lore of this universe. And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. What do you other 2 think?
I'm
I don't.
surprised StarCraft is still a thing.
Of
Yeah.
course it is. Hey, when South Korea is still playing it, you know it's still a thing because they love that shit, and that's where they make the most money off StarCraft. Plus,
I mean,
Blizzard's massive everywhere.
Yeah.
and you know it's I mean it's in terms of North America, it's not as big as WoW, but it has its following.
Mm.
You know, it's like when you see BizCom conventions, you always see a whole bunch of World of Warcraft people and one StarCraft guy. There's always that one guy that's dressed in StarCraft. The West all WoW, but
Yeah.
globally StarCraft is a thing.
And like, bear in mind, Blizzard take ages to actually make a new game. So a lot of the games that they've released will be, I think, ongoing projects for like a decade or half a decade.
Yeah,
So StarCraft 2 is really no different. So that's why it's still a thing. But I can see how people like us who aren't fans could see how it's still a thing, even though I follow games a lot, so I know it's still a thing. Like,
right.
wait another 10 years and StarCraft 3 will come out.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I mean, they're the quality end of Blizzard's the quality end of Activision Blizzard.
the other game announced, or DLC, is a new expansion for Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. It's called Goblins vs. Gnomes, and it will feature explosive gameplay elements. Over 120 of the most dangerous cards you can imagine were announced for the Goblins versus Gnomes expansion pack. 2 cards shown include the explosive Sheep card, a 1/1 card with a death rattle that deals 2 damage to our minions. I don't know what this means because I don't play Hearthstone. Forgive me, people, but I'm going to pretend that I know what this means for you. And the aptly named Annoyatron with a 1/2 card, is it half card or 1/2? I'm going to say it's 1/2 card with both Taunt and Divine Shield. Blizzard said that the card packs will be winnable in arena mode and can be bought with the in-game gold or real money at the same price as standard card packs. So basically, what do they call it when you buy in-game?
Microtransaction.
Microtransactions. Hearthstone has fuck that. It makes me want to play this even less now. It's got microtransactions. While Curse of Naxxramas launched last summer was the first Hearthstone adventure, Goblins vs. Gnomes is the first expansion pack for Blizzard's card battler based on the Warcraft universe. The expansion is launching for all players next month and includes spectator mode. But for those lucky enough to be in attendance at BlizzCon, they can get a leg up on the competition by previewing the game at the event this weekend, or last weekend as it was now. That's that news. Probably should have put that one on first, but that doesn't matter. And now for the big one. Overwatch, Blizzard's new game, and it's also in beta. Today, this is a couple of days ago. Today, at BlizzCon 2014, Blizzard announced its first new franchise in 17 years. That is how long, people, we're referring to that Blizzard takes to make new games. Decades. It's a team-based 6v6 multiplayer shooter with a focus on fun, over-the-top characters. Basically, Team Fortress 2. The game was introduced with a gorgeous CG trailer showing off Pixar-like animation of the Overwatch, an elite international task force charged with ending the war and restoring liberty to all nations. And you can view the trailer on IGN. Overwatch is set in the near future with a cast of heroes including mercenaries, scientists, and adventurers that do battle in arenas like the streets of London or the pyramids of Egypt. Following the announcement, we were shown a video of Overwatch's gameplay. One team prepared defenses while the opposing team used a variety of powers and skills to capture objectives. Some characters are equipped with healing streams. Others carry massive energy shields and others can toss down turrets. Tracer, a former British test pilot who can teleport, drop bombs and reverse time. Another character, Winston, is a genius ape who uses a jetpack to take to the roofs and storm into battle. 12 heroes are playable at BlizzCon and more to come. Check later for our impressions. And the beta is coming in 2015, people. You can sign up at playoverwatch.com. And I've seen the trailer, and it kind of looks like Team Fortress 2. I don't know why it has to be 6v6. I mean, not many multiplayer games nowadays are that limited, unless it must be very specific. Because I don't know how you could defend these. There must be really small maps. Because don't say you can defend all these objectives with defenses, unless they're automated. Yeah, 6v6.
Well, I've seen that, and I mean that's how the previous console generation was in the beginning and halfway through it. It wasn't until recently that we got past 6-on-6 or 7.
Well, actually, we got past 6v6 quite.
I mean, if you count Mag.
I mean, Team Fortress has never been 6v6. TF2 wasn't 6v6. I know that COD has never been 6v6. Medal of Honor hasn't. I don't know.
I'm talking about in terms of console games, but yeah.
Oh yeah, but this isn't a console game. This is PC, I think.
Yeah, but it's probably going to come on console too.
I don't know. They don't usually Blizzard release stuff for console.
They don't usually, but they did. They released Diablo 3 for console. So I wouldn't be surprised if games coming out, especially if it's a new IP, they don't necessarily have to be restricted to the just PC anymore.
I guess. And also, apparently, this is what Titan was meant to be, but they cancelled that and made Overwatch, which is just TF2, basically.
See, I didn't really get that much of a Team Fortress. I mean, I can see the comparisons because they're both, animated games with cartoonish style involving shooting and stuff. But I saw more Borderlands in it than Team Fortress.
It doesn't really interest me more now because at first I was intrigued. Now it sounds like Borderlands.
See,
Borderlands, I'm not a fan.
I don't really like Borderlands either, but I get the appeal. The only problem is that the problem with games like this is that they make the world seem like it's going to be something interesting, but they never
Yeah.
really have a story. They don't really do with anything
It's just a
anything with
multiplayer
it.
game.
Yeah,
It's
but you know what I
like
mean, right?
yeah. I mean, what? It's a multiplayer game, and you've got to stop this war. What's this war? And like, we're not really saving people. It's just that we're just fighting other players and getting called faggots.
This is my problem with Titanfall. Like Titanfall, I know it's purely for multiplayer fun, even though
Wasn't originally though.
well, I
It
mean, they
was.
said that they could do single player DLC for Titanfall if fans wanted it, if there was enough
They
of demand.
sold out. Whatever.
But I mean, they even said that the reason why they created Titanfall is because no one played. They noticed that when they did the percentages of players who played Call of Duty, and played the story versus multiplayer, Respawn said that the percentage of how many played multiplayer and ignored the single player was significant enough where they were like, why don't we just develop an entire game around multiplayer? And that's exactly what they did. And
Yeah.
they gave it a story so it can have a backdrop. My thing is that Titanfall looks like it has such an interesting world that why wouldn't you at least do a story to it? But that's just my thinking.
I just don't see the point in just having if they've already got WoW, unless WoW's not making enough money for them because they're not
Well,
going to make a
wow.
new
Go ahead.
because they're not going. It's not they're not going to make a new one. They're not going to make a WoW 4 or 3. I don't know which one they're up to at the moment. Why make a new? Why would their newest IP be a massive multiplayer online game? No, just a multiplayer game. It just seems I don't know. It could be more, but they're not going to make it more.
Well, I mean, I understand why, because it adds diversity to what Blizzard is known for doing, which is what developers kind of want. They don't want to be stuck doing the same thing over again.
Well, StarCraft is completely different to Hearthstone and World of Warcraft
And Diablo.
and Diablo. Yeah,
Yeah,
Diablo's
but
completely different. Although it's still cartoony. They're all cartoony.
yeah, but in terms of like going against type, this definitely goes against what they're normally used to if it is, like it's a shooter and all that. So it's like,
They still do sci-fi.
yeah. I mean, they're not ignoring the things that built them, but it's just a different gameplay style.
Hmm.
It's
I
kind of
don't
like,
think I don't think it'll be as good as other stuff you can currently play. Like it's clearly their answer to TF2, though, isn't it? Like they're trying to beat Steam at their own game, but Valve at their own game. I don't think that's going to happen.
well, I mean, if it was created with that intent, that would be the Activision side. That
Yeah.
would, I mean, to me, that would be more the Activision side if they did something like that. I don't think Blizzard doesn't seem to be that team that's big on counter programming.
No.
So like, so I don't picture Blizzard developing this game with we need to go against Team Fortress 2 or Borderlands, and plus we know that we know that Blizzard spends a long time making their games and stuff like that, and we don't know how long this game exactly has been in development. So it's like you don't know what happened in terms of concept art and development stages that just so happened, okay, these things are similar, but this has been in development for years. It's kind of the same problem Alan Wake had. They had something that happened at the end of their game that one of the developers said that they were a little upset about because that what happens at the end of Alan Wake and with one of the characters and its design ends up being in BioShock. And they were just like, when you spend 5 years in development on a game, sometimes design things come out before you can come up with it.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we must move on from our Blizzard talk, and we're going to talk about. Oh yeah, I think while I'm on this one, we'll save the best till last. Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed Unity, the crew not available to purchase on UK Steam. I actually wrote this down as Unity on my Uplay thing for on my list, so I'm glad I didn't get that wrong because I would have read that. PC gamers in the UK, i.e. me and my dad. Well, I play consoles too, so I'm not quite PC master race. Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed Unity, and the crew not available to purchase on UK Steam. It says here, speaking with PS Games N, Ubisoft says that digital purchases of Assassin's Creed Unity will only be available. There's so many problems with this article, but only be available through Ubisoft's Uplay store. We've been in discussions with Valve about Assassin's Creed Unity, but for the time being, the game is not available via Steam in the UK, Ubisoft says. In the meantime, UK customers wishing to purchase the game digitally can do so by visiting the Uplay store, our retail partners, or other digital distributors. While Ubisoft is speaking about Unity specifically, we can safely assume that Far Cry 4 on the Crew will also be unavailable digitally via Uplay. Only be available, sorry. The company doesn't say why. It has placed this limitation on the biggest titles of 2014, though PC Games N suggests that's because the game's relatively high price of £50, equivalent to $79 each. Keys purchased through other websites such as Greenman Gaming will be redeemable on Uplay. Assassin's Creed Unity will be released on November 11th. Far Cry 4 on my birthday. Would you buy it for me, lads? Even though I don't have a PS4.
Nope.
Nope.
Not even close.
Shame on you. Shame. Shame on my crew. And the Crew. Oh, speaking of Crew, will be released on December the 2nd. Now, right. I think David might know a bit. Maybe you, Jared. Maybe you might know too, Robert. But Ubisoft is well known for pissing off PC gamers because, frankly, they don't like PC gamers. They don't. They're a console-based company, and the idea of a PC game is alien to them. They've come under fire recently for it wasn't Far Cry 3, it was another game, and they reckon that it was Watch Dogs. That's it. It was Watch Dogs, and they reckon they made this is it. They were under fire for apparently downgrading the Watch Dogs PC graphics because there was a mod that unlocks the graphical effects hidden in shipped code. And they had to try to deny that, and I think there's something else to do with it as well. But the article's pretty deep, and I don't want to go through it. But basically, they've got a long history. You can go look it up. They're well known for having shit PC ports, and they don't care because their money is in consoles. And I also reckon, this is so complete. It's also arbitrary. Like it's available in the US, although it was taken off. But the IGN updated it saying that they'd return it to the US. They're French. I wonder if there's some issue with Britain. I don't know. I just don't get it. It's so arbitrary that they would delay it on Steam in Britain, but not in America.
Well, it's probably that sounds more like
Europe.
It sounds like there's more to it on the business side with at least that diversion of Steam.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. It's just sales.
I think it says it was £50. I think Steam want to do a pre-order deal, which will make it cheaper. But I don't think Ubisoft want to lower the price. They want to keep it. It will be $49.99 basically, not 50 exact, but it's basically £50. I just think that's too much to pay. I'd love to play Far Cry 4, but I'm not forking out 50 quid for Assassin's Creed Unity and the Crew.
It could be financial. It could just be simply business and working with that division.
What
but
I've
as far
seen
as
sorry,
that,
I'm not sorry. I wasn't finished. But like, as far as I've seen, all PS4 games are about £40 or £45, and not 50, because that's expensive. Go on. I think it's a money issue.
Well, I think it could just be simply like a business far as it could be that tied in with the relationship that they have with that division of Steam.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it's a different group of people that won Steam over in the UK than the ones over here in the US. So I'm assuming whatever that business relationship was like with that division of the company probably isn't as good as the US division, because that happens all the time in companies.
Yeah. And you have the French, so
that too. Yeah, French. There was an episode, I'll never forget it. It was an episode of 2020 where they asked French who was the worst where they asked people in France who was the worst tourist they have, and they said everyone from the United Kingdom was number one as the worst tourist. So apparently, you
don't-
two don't have great relationships with them.
We
Chris.
never have. We had a war that lasted 100 years. So,
But
okay, we still beat them in the end in most wars. So,
But as far as Watch Dogs thing, I mean that to me, when I heard about that, they did promote Watch Dogs heavily on PlayStation,
yeah.
and so I was like, I would imagine, and didn't I'm not sure about this, but didn't the PlayStation 3 and PS4 get exclusive DLC and all of that? So you would have to imagine
Maybe.
there was some contractual obligation to make the PlayStation version the primary version to get. And one of those ways to do that is to make every other version seem lesser. That's
Yeah.
and plus PC, as much as and I know PC gamers, there's a lot of you, but you guys aren't as big as a market as you guys will like to be. Like you're big when it's something Blizzard related, but when it's outside of that, you guys don't seem to come out and show out.
Actually, you're wrong on that. There's quite a lot of games where they come out massively, like Total War. Basically, any port that's been successful, like anything that's good. Basically, they'll play any game that's come out as long as the port's good. I mean, it was only
I'm talking about
a couple.
sales.
It was only a couple of years ago where it comes out on PC first and then it goes on to consoles. They switched it around for some reason recently.
Because sales, it really is.
True, but they're still massive. They're still a massive part. Like you can't.
I mean, like I said, they're a massive
you're really
part.
you're kind of underrepresenting them there. They're a massive part.
They're a massive part, but there's a reason why. I mean, and aside from the fact that they're offered millions of dollars, there's a reason why most game developers.
But Ubisoft, they're known for being shady.
Publishers.
They're known for
But
being shady. They're just being shady, in my opinion. Go on.
Well, out of the number of people that I know that play games, 2 of them understand gaming computers, and the rest all use consoles. So
Yeah,
that's
what I'm
a
saying,
pretty
like,
good representation of the market itself. You basically have to know how to build a fucking computer to be a PC gamer.
Not necessarily.
Not unless you got a shit ton of money to fork out.
You don't really need to make your own, although that's probably the best way.
Yeah, unless you
always
got a
cheaper
shit ton
ways.
of money.
All
Yeah.
you need is RAM and a good graphics card, and you can play most games. Like that's all.
Eh,
you'd be surprised.
that's
how
an
much they charge for it.
oversimplification.
I know.
Yeah.
I know how much.
I'm just saying, like, if you look at the sales versus of the console game versus the PC version of that game, unless it's one of these big known for being on PC games, they're nowhere close. There's usually a gap between them. And that's the reason why you saw that switch between developers releasing on console first, then PC, because the sales are what drive the market. And then once we get to the age where DLC drives the market, which we're coming towards it, but we're not. We're not DLC, but downloading your game drives the market. We're going to see a lower decline on games coming out for physical media.
Well, there's actually a decline in Japan with console gaming and more of a rise in handheld gaming and mobile platforms because, like, for some reason they don't want they're always on the move to work. I guess they don't have time to play a PS4, but they're perfectly happy to play on the Nintendo DS 3D or 3DS. So yeah, I guess it's not quite as clear cut the whole console thing.
Japan's the driving force for why the PSP ended its run on 60 million units worldwide. I mean, they're the driving force behind that because Japan is a mobile market.
Yeah. What was their Nintendo thingy competition with the PSP? Was it the Nintendo DS or one of the advanced, the Game Boys? I can't remember it.
When the PSP came out, the DS was still on the market, and that was the biggest thing. Well, actually, for 1 year, the PSP beat the DS for 1 year when it first debuted, and then after that, the DS just kicked its ass for most of it, from what I remember. The Game Boy Advance, I still think, was on the market for a while before they finally phased it out and focused on the DS. But it's not a surprise. I mean, mobile devices in Japan are kind of what drives that market. Something small that they can take on the go is what makes sense. So it's not a surprise that declining in sales in consoles.
And also the arcade is still massive over there.
Yeah.
They've not let go.
Yeah.
And
Different culture entirely.
yeah. Well, I don't know what you know. What I don't even know what gaming culture over in Europe's like either. Because as far as I know, they're the same as us. Like I know that UK gaming culture is similar to
Wait.
America, but I think we're more. There's more PC gamers over here. I think I definitely know more PC gamers or people with PCs who play games on PC than I do just normal console.
You know, it's odd. I've never heard like usually when I think Europe, I lump the United Kingdom and everyone.
It's a
other
complete different
I
market.
sure do. I sure do.
I do too.
No, it's a different
I sure
market.
do.
It's the reason why it's called the UK and Europe because UK is a separate market.
But
Because
most
we're
people
not in the
in
Eurozone.
States don't refer to it like that. We just refer to Europe.
Europe.
Yeah.
In fact, when you say Europe, my
Well, we don't
automatically
call
go to
you
UK.
guys Irish Americans, African Americans. We just call you Yank bastards.
That was
I'm
just
not making a
offensive.
connection.
Yeah.
Racism.
That was just offensive.
Yeah.
It's true though. We do.
We were just saying like when we think Europe, we usually like I think
Yeah,
like
yeah,
United
we-
Kingdom, France,
No,
Italy.
I don't even think of any other. When you say Europe, my mind automatically goes to United Kingdom.
Yeah. Like we say European countries here.
It'd be saying if you say
We're the most, apart from Iceland, we're the most isolated country in Europe.
Is that why the French hate you guys? Because
yeah, that's
No,
probably
no,
why. That's
no,
probably why.
No, the
Because you
French
don't
hate us
consider
because
yourself
we had
Europe.
no history lesson for you Yankees, right? Even though you're from Georgia, David, but never mind. Anyway, in the medieval era, when William the Conqueror conquered England, he was maybe French ethnically, although also Viking. He was not. He was independent technically because France, the country, didn't really exist. It's kind of it had the bit with Paris and it had a king, but like all the other provinces just did what they liked, and he had a claim to England's throne, no matter how dubious, and he conquered it, took what he thought was his, and that became the Norman Empire. And another group of Normans also went to Sicily and south of Italy. And the reason why we and the French hate each other is because Britain got more of France through marriage, and then we started fighting each other over it as the French kings wanted to take land that wasn't
It always
really
happens
theirs.
with neighbors.
Yeah.
For what-
So we actually
for what-
were land neighbours at one point because we own Normandy, which is the north of France, where I think that's where the Channel Tunnel is connecting us to them.
Do you not like the
Anjou.
French, Chris?
I like the French. I like the Germans more though.
In the special I saw, they said that you guys were stuck up. That's why they don't like you. They're like, you
They're-
guys come over
They
here and you
can
think you're
talk
better than
about being
us.
stuck up. They can
Hey.
talk about being stuck up, and they can talk about our food being shit. Their food is a hell of a lot worse than ours.
And you wonder why Ubisoft don't want to sell to y'all.
They're well stuck up. The French are well known.
I mean, we were just talking about countries and you just insulted us for no reason.
I know, goddamn.
Come on,
Probably why I don't
you
like
must have known that was coming.
I've
You must
never
have
seen anybody get so angry about geography.
I know.
I'm like,
because I used to do geography and I'm really good at
why do I
geography.
get the feeling that the European map, when they do the 7 continents, it's actually 8?
Yeah.
Like the United Kingdom, its own continent.
Well, what about Iceland then? Because Iceland's part of Europe technically. Anyway, back to the history lesson. We basically own land in France through marriage and what William the Conqueror developed. Like some of it was taken, not all of it, and then started fighting over it, and then eventually, 100 Years' War, they took almost everything apart from Calais. Then that eventually was given to them. The only French things we have left, technically, is the Channel Islands, which is a group of islands in the English Channel, obviously, and they consider the Queen to be the Duchess of Normandy because that's what's left of our French holdings. So yeah, we don't like each other because we want shared borders in mainland Europe.
We've established it. Chris hates French people
No, I don't hate the French. I'm not Kevin J. Baird.
and hates
alright?
Americans and all of North
No.
America.
Nah, I love you. Hey, I don't hate Canada. Who hates Canada?
I do.
No one really thinks about Canada.
Who said I do?
You
Who
don't.
said I do?
I do. Fuck Canada.
I mean, I kind of blame Canada because they brought us Avril Lavigne, Justin Bieber, Nickelback, a lot of things that they could have just kept to themselves.
Yeah,
no
those
one.
are balanced. All of those are balanced out by syrup.
Yeah.
No, one,
You're
two,
right.
three,
Yeah.
four. Blame Canada.
I give you that.
Oh, no one's gonna join in, are they?
Has anyone
Sir.
seen that South Park episode where they were talking about where they're making fun of 24 and they're like,
Oh yeah,
who?
yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Fucking Cartman.
Our original.
Original enemy.
You know, Kiefer Sutherland is technically British. I think his mum's British and he was born in London.
I think the
Yeah,
answer to your
British
question
passport.
is no, judging by the silence.
He's
Or,
really proud of it as well. He always
You
likes to
ever
bring
seen
it
that
up.
episode of South Park, Chris?
I don't think I have. Which one is it?
It's the one where they're making fun of 24.
Yeah, but there must have been another. Is that the main theme or is there another theme?
No, that's the mate. Cartman's doing the 24 thing,
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've
and
not seen
they're
it.
going to find the Zimmerman angry
Oh.
something because of the and he's acting
Trayvon
like it's
Martin.
World War
Yeah,
Z.
yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
that-
god, it's so fucked up.
The one
Did
I
he go
was thinking
Canada?
of. The one I was thinking of was the one where 24 would have had Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
And
the
they had a-
snook.
Yeah, the snook.
Snooker and Sniz.
Like the
Yeah,
ending of
snook and the
that.
snooch.
Yeah. The ending of that, like our oldest enemies. It's
Our
like,
oldest enemies.
they're like,
All your oldest enemies are the Native Americans.
No.
no, that was genocide. That's different.
No.
There's
Oh.
not enough of never mind.
Yeah,
Those
try to
elbows.
disagree with that.
The one thing
They were
that
like-
funny you should mention genocide. You know, like the song Buffalo Soldier and the Bob Marley goes off about how they're all honourable soldiers. Those Buffalo Soldiers knowingly took part in killing the Indians, because that's what they were used for.
So anyway, back to South Park.
Yes,
Yeah.
back to South Park. Sorry, I'm getting into my history mode here.
In that episode, they're like, there's this Russian guy. He put a nuke inside Hillary Clinton's sniz, a snook.
I've seen
And
this one.
oh, you have?
Well, I saw the Hillary Clinton one. Yeah, the nuke in the
Yeah,
thing.
I was like, comments like the Russians guys like your oldest enemies, the Russians. Before that, the Germans. Before that, the Russians again. It's like no, your oldest enemy. And then they cut to a bunch of British ships.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I've seen that one.
17th century wooden sailing ships.
Yes.
Our navy's is one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah,
according to
what?
South Park.
One of the best.
I'll be honest with you. Every time I picture the British Navy, I picture that in my head.
Yes, yes.
that episode of South
British
Park.
Navy would fight the American Navy to a standstill, even though
That's
we're
great, Chris.
we would.
That's great.
We'd kick your ass. No one's
That's
been able
great.
to invade us. Anyway, well, should we carry on with the gaming news? We're nearly over now. So
Continental pride from you, Chris.
Yes.
I'm actually not very
The
nationalistic.
eighth
so-
continent of the United Kingdom.
Plus Iceland. Wait, you just said the eighth continent of the United Kingdom. That makes no sense.
Because you basically said the United
That's
Kingdom
what
isn't
UK
part of
is.
Europe.
Because that's what UK is, according to you.
I said
now.
we're isolated. I didn't say we're not part of Europe, and we'll talk about markets. We're considered a separate market from Europe. I didn't say we're a separate continent, you idiot.
God damn.
See what I mean? You make a joke, you just want to put your
You know I put that all on surface.
That's
Come
why
on.
the French don't like ya.
Yeah, you got
Nobody likes the
Hello.
French in Europe. The Germans don't like them. The Italians don't like
The
them.
Germans-
We don't like them.
You're generalizing.
I'm not generalizing. This is true.
You're speaking for whole countries.
I'm European. I know this shit. I'm not
No, you're
generalizing.
not. You just said you're from the United Kingdom.
So can we move on now?
The title of the episode: Europe? Question mark.
Sorry, guys. Anyway, can we carry on? Oh god. Uh, and it says here, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas being ported to Xbox 360. Rockstar confirms. CJ will blast onto your consoles on October 26th. While Grand Theft Auto 5 was a critical darling of last year and is being ported to modern consoles, Rockstar is also looking to revive an older GTA title in the form of San Andreas. After a surprise leak of the Xbox achievements for GTA San Andreas, Rockstar confirmed its plans to bring the classic game to the Xbox 360. Along with its establishing achievement support, Rockstar confirmed it will make slight graphical updates. The resolution will be bumped to 720p, and the drawing distance in the game will be slightly increased. Outside of those details, Rockstar has been quiet, but it did slip that GTA San Andreas with Xbox 360 will be released on October 26th. Yeah. So it's already out then.
So they're not catching enough flack already for re-releasing Grand Theft Auto
To be fair, they've
5.
already,
They're now
we-
releasing an old game for the Xbox to the Xbox
What
360.
if they got flack for releasing?
Wait, what?
If they've got flack for releasing GTA 5 on PS4 and Xbox One, how come the guys who did Tomb Raider and The Last of Us haven't got that flack?
They did.
They
They
did.
did.
Oh yeah.
They got a lot of
They
it.
There was
deserve it. They all
plenty of people
deserve it. Like,
bitching.
Yeah, there were
never
people
used to
saying,
do that. We never used to port PS1 games to PS2 games, and they didn't
Yeah,
port
we
the
did.
PS. No, you had
All the
backwards
time.
compatibility. That's different. Like you didn't
No.
actually port it over.
PS3
Like
won't play PS2 games.
I never had. Again, that's different. But I never had a PS2 version of Final Fantasy 9.
no,
So-
but they did have like a port version of some games, but that didn't last long.
Yeah.
That was in Japan, though, I believe.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I don't know. I mean, it seems a bit weird that they're putting it on the Xbox 360. Why don't they just put it on the PS4, on Xbox One, and why not PS3? I mean, Grand Theft Auto came out on Xbox and
Timed exclusive.
PS2. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. It seems a bit weird, this one.
Well, yeah,
Well, I
because
mean-
the Xbox 360 is the last generation.
Yeah, that's what's weird about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically the Xbox 360 still has a bigger demographic of players, though, versus the Xbox One and PS4. So it's
Right.
going to, yeah, I mean, there's still, I mean, compared to this, if you look at how many, there's like, what, 80 million Xbox 360s sold. So you got to assume that at least a good portion of that is still active and still has a 360. Like, most of my friends I know don't have a next-gen console. They still have the PS3 or the 360. So I imagine that that's who they're catering towards, are the people who still have last-gen consoles who haven't gotten to next-gen.
So here's the last gen game.
Yeah. Well, granted, I think that's technically I think that was like the most critically acclaimed for Rockstar in terms of critic reviews. The
Yeah, San Andreas. Yeah.
Out of
What,
all the
game
Grand Theft Auto
changer?
games, was the one that got the most critical acclaim. Like, I even think compared to 5, it's more held in higher regard.
Well, it was because it changed the face of gaming forever. Like, it introduced a sandbox game. There was no sandbox games before GTA and San Andreas.
Well, I mean, there was sandbox games with Grand Theft Auto 3. That introduced
3.
sandbox.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I get the two mixed up, you see. I get the two mixed up.
Well, technically, the game that introduced sandbox game was a game Rockstar made before Grand Theft Auto. That they
Oh.
later took that sandbox mechanic and used to create Grand Theft Auto 3. I forgot the name of it.
Wasn't it Driver?
I don't know what it was.
No, I don't. I think Driver
'cause
literally just
Because X-Play did a whole special on Rockstar and their development, and they talked about how like Rockstar made a sandbox game way before they made Grand Theft Auto, and that they wanted to go back to that sandbox mechanic for a new game, and Grand Theft Auto 3 ended up being that game. Forgot what it was, but
I'm
anyway.
looking it up now.
But yeah, I never played San Andreas because at
Yeah,
the
I
time when
didn't.
it came out, I was too young to play games like that.
Yep,
So-
same.
Yeah. Though it
I
looked
found
cool.
everything everywhere in that map.
It
Guaranteed.
looks really shit now, though. It looks
does.
really bad.
Well, the
I
thing
mean,
is,
gameplay-wise, it'd be good, but graphics, it looks shit.
well, it makes sense to do, I guess, porting it from, since that was the previous generation before the
Yeah.
360. It makes sense to port it then. What I don't get is the HD re-releases because, like, granted, they do look slightly better, but like, excuse me, I had a cough. But like releasing like an HD version of a PS3 version, or like a remastered version of a PS3 game like Last of Us, to me makes no sense. Like I
Yeah.
get the reason why they did it, because The Last of Us unfortunately came towards the end of the PS3's life cycle. I mean console cycle, but to do that made no sense. To me, it felt like if you guys were going to do that in the first place, you guys should have just delayed The Last of Us and made it a PlayStation 4 exclusive or something.
Yeah, John, it's just money grabbing, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
anyway, I think we should move on to our last gaming. So, for all of you Xbox lovers, Xbone is getting a temporary price drop for the holiday season, and this is another one from RageSelect.com. Thank you, guys. It's been no secret. Oh wait, here's someone. Microsoft attempts to shove you off the fence. That's a good one. If it's been no secret that Sony has remained ahead of Microsoft in overall sales of current generation hardware, since both went on sale around this time last year. Both companies keep finding ways to draw more people in because Microsoft is behind. That means the benefits of its attempting to gain the advantage comes right back to the gamers. If competition is present, we all win. Today they announced a price drop for 4 separate bundles that will last until the holiday season concludes. From 2nd November to January the 3rd, $50 will be knocked off the price for these 4 bundles. The bundles are Assassin's Creed bundle that contains an Xbox One and Assassin's Creed Unity. That's $350. Another one which is the Xbox One with the Kinect and Unity, plus Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for $450. Sunset Overdrive bundle that includes a white Xbox One and Sunset Overdrive for again $350. And finally, COD Advanced Warfare. That bundle includes custom Xbox One with 1 terabyte hard drive and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Day Zero edition for $450 again. These drops will last from again November the 2nd to January the 3rd, 2015. Is this enough to convince you to get an Xbox One? I don't think so. And the author seems to think it's a smart move. Personally, I don't think it'll change anything because I know that Sony will also have their own price drop and bundles to sell. I'm waiting for that. And they've already had a price drop in Britain, but the PS4 is still like £1 cheaper or £10 cheaper. What do you guys think?
It's a smart business move.
It is, but Sony is going to react.
Yeah. Sony's at a good price though. I mean, the PlayStation 4. And plus, I mean, I know people who have, I know like 2 people who have both, and like 1 that has an Xbox One. I have both. I mean, I would think, it's a good business strategy for Microsoft, but I feel like if you weren't interested in getting an Xbox One before, you're not interested in getting one now.
Yeah, I want a PS4. I'd actually decided just way before they even announced them. I was just like, I saw a PS3 for the first time and I thought, you know what, this looks better than my Xbox One, my Xbox 360. Sorry. So I decided, yeah, I'll go back to Sony. I'll get a PS4, and I've not changed my mind. I'm still waiting. I mean, I've got money, but I don't want to waste half my student budget on a console, even though I really want to. What about Jared and Robert? Do you think this is an interesting move? Is it good for them, or will they still lag behind?
It's not going to affect me at all.
Yeah.
PC Master Race.
No. I'll get a PS4 eventually, but that's when Gran Turismo 7 comes out. Then I have no choice.
I gotta play.
Are you a fan of Gran Turismo?
The very first Sony game I ever played was Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah,
it's
you
a
told the
good
story.
game.
Yes.
It was a good
Nearly
game.
overheated your
I've-
PS1.
It was a good game.
I have always played that game.
It
Always.
was a good game.
They're all good games.
Yeah.
They're all the same game, but
Yeah.
better.
That's not a bad thing. It's just
No, it's not. It's
FIFA's the
consistent.
same. They just changed different controls to include more realism.
Yeah. And plus, I got a PlayStation 4, so no, I got it. So,
Go away.
But I have a question for David.
Yeah.
As an Xbox One owner, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about that console?
I've
I
actually played
like
it.
Well, I like it if it wasn't for the fact that my disk drive goes in and out and I have to get it fixed.
Ooh, what?
Really?
My disk drive is going in and out. Like sometimes it reads this, sometimes it doesn't. And I got it fixed. This past earlier in the summer, quote unquote fixed. They fixed it, but now it's messing up again. And I haven't had any issues with my PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that's my thing. I have
I
no
did.
issues.
I have played the
So
Xbox One, but I only played
it's funny.
FIFA. I
It's
like the
funny.
controller. Sorry, go
In
on.
terms of running smoothly, I still think my PS3 runs smoother than both of them.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know if it's me or if it's because my PS3 is the thin version, but I have a feeling that it's not graphically as good as my Xbox. But maybe my Xbox is it's
Your 360?
my 360. Yeah, like maybe it's just because it's the bigger version and they don't release slim versions. Like it's
They
just
did have a slim one
stronger.
for a while.
Yeah,
Hell,
yeah. I don't have that. I have a big one.
My
I don't.
PS3 is 7 years old and it runs smooth, but I
Oh
put
no,
big
just mean
ass fans on
graphically,
it.
it doesn't look as good. I don't know. Apart from, or maybe I was just playing Saints Row 4, which looks shit anyway, even though it's a good game.
I mean, it just, I mean, it really just depends. I mean, if you're talking certain games, like games that were made specifically for the PS3, I think look better than some
Yeah,
games for the 360.
Last of
But
Us looks better. Yeah.
but the PS3, just even though developers have gotten way better for developing it, it's still a difficult console to develop for. So it
Mm.
tends to have like the resolution won't be as good for the PS3, for example, for as it would be versus the 360
Mm.
for certain games, or there might be frame rate issues on the PS3 version versus the 360 version. The PS4 has had the opposite response because unlike the Xbox One, the PS4 just has one operating system. The Xbox One has three operating systems,
What
or
the
it
hell?
did. They're removing Kinect basically, but there has the Kinect operating system, the Xbox operating system, and the modified version of Windows that keeps the system stable. So that's why you notice some graphical. What's that
Mm.
noise? That's why you notice the graphical
It
differences
could be
between the
me.
two.
It could be me then, that noise.
But I like the Xbox One if it wasn't for the fact that my disk drive doesn't work and I have to get it
Mm.
replaced.
I like the controller. That's about
Oh,
it.
oh, and I may also add, my warranty expires the 21st, but Microsoft doesn't tell its consumers who buy it that you can actually get an extended warranty um once you buy the console within 40 days. But if they don't let you know, they don't notify you. In fact, the guy in customer service that I talked to said, yeah, I don't know why we don't notify people this, but you can get an extended warranty within the 40 days you get it. But since if you don't get it within those 40 days, you can't get the extended warranty anymore.
How
I was
much
like,
is it? How much is the extended warranty?
I don't know how much it is, but I can't get it because I'm past the 40 days.
That is some bullshit.
That's
It
exactly what
is.
I said.
That is some.
I was like, what the? You what?
Don't blame the call center guy. It's
Are
not his
you
fault.
sure you
I didn't blame him.
buy a used
Yeah, I know.
car?
No, I didn't buy a used car. I got the Xbox One brand new. But yeah, that's what the guy said. I didn't blame him for it. I was like, that's
Yeah, I
stupid.
know.
He's
I
like,
know. I was
even
just
he
putting a
admitted that it
statement.
was dumb, which I think
Yeah, I just put it out
bad.
there as a statement. I wasn't really saying you shouldn't blame him. Just like, don't blame him,
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we'll move on to.
So just a reminder, if you're getting an Xbox One, be wary of the extended warranty.
Is there anything I should be aware of for PS4? Or are they generally Sony being good boys?
They
mean,
had
I
a
liked it.
problem with an update recently, but it's probably been fixed.
Yeah.
They have a
Yeah,
problem with
yeah,
the update, yeah.
Updates have problems anyway. They usually take like a couple of MB to fix. Anyway, 7 new Mass Effect 4 concept art images have been released. During N7 Day today, which I didn't know existed, BioWare Canada released 7 new images that showcase locations that the new alien races will be from in the next Mass Effect game. You can see them below, it says. And here they talk about the game. Exploration is really about feeling that you're seeing something that's unique, that is special to you. And as we can see here, and the article shows you the photos. It's got one concept art is that they're under a mountainside or something, like a ravine. And there's the guy in the N7 armor, and he's got this sort of it's kind of like a HUD, like he's holding something up, Destiny style, and there's all this like a map of a world around him. So I assume,
He has his Omni tool.
yeah, it's his Omni tool, and it's like a map of the whole world. So I assume the Omni tool's of greater importance, and it seems like maybe they're going back to Mass Effect 1 almost, with the exploration and detailed exploration.
Well, yeah, the Reaper threat's over.
Yep.
I mean,
And then
what else you gonna do?
but the next one's really interesting. That's this is a whole different landscape. Like it's completely metal and synthetic.
It
Like,
looks like the inside of a ship.
yeah, it looks incredible actually. I'd like to see that rendered. And then I don't know if it's a city or it could be like he looks like Unicron, doesn't it? A little bit if you think about it.
Yeah, like a giant like planet or something, robotic
Yeah.
planet, or or the inside of a giant Reaper. What I imagine a Reaper would have looked like on the inside. I think.
The one after that is this is number 3, I think. Yeah. It looks like a Vermeer a little tiny bit with the waterfalls. It's kind of like a garden world. It's quite nice. I wouldn't mind living there.
Yeah, if it wasn't an end of a waterfall and a cliff and.
Hey, it's modern technology over there, isn't it? Futuristic, shall I say? I guess they found a way to defy all that stuff. It looks nice. But they're just concept art. Doesn't mean these things will be in the game. And then there's
aren't they
another one.
past Never mind. Go ahead.
No, go on. You can ask it. Go on.
No, I'll ask it after we're done.
Okay.
Ding
the
that
next,
bit.
The next one looks like the movie Moon. It's like I don't know if it's an asteroid or a moon because there's a moon there and then there's a asteroid, or maybe it could be a rock planet with a moon that's also a rock planet, and it's got like a buggy. It looks like the film Moon.
It looks like Mars if you put it in the background of the planet. It looks like Mars if you put it with a blue filter.
All right, because it's just I don't have a filter, so I just see a blue planet.
Right.
And then there's another one, and this is a ship, but I don't know what kind of ship it is. It's like it's not a Reaper because they're all dead. But it's massive. It's about the size of a Reaper, and
it's triangular in shape, and it's got like a.
And it's in a nebula.
It's in a nebula, and it's got like a scorpion-like tail at the end.
It looks a bit like the Vengeance. It's got the hole in the middle.
It looks kind of like a stingray.
Stingray, yeah. It does actually look more like a stingray. And then the other one's clearly this next one's clearly the Citadel. It looks like the Citadel. It's got the whole. It's like a big city. Although it does have a sky. Then again, so does Citadel. Citadel it's all
It looks like if they rebuilt the Citadel after the events of Mass Effect 3, which would be logical given what all that happened.
No. And then the next one.
Sorry,
go on.
What if the choices because what the Reapers did was they wiped everybody out before the AI did to quote unquote preserve them as in Reaper form. What if since the Reapers didn't wipe them out, when you play with what's his name, Legion, you can make the decision to either rewrite all the Geth or to set them on you can either tell them what to do or let them figure it out. And what if based off that the game changes?
There's a third option that you can make them work together with the Quarians, which I did, which then contradicts
you can only
the
get the
ending.
third option if your relationship is good with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people don't get the third option at all.
I did.
Right. So I mean, just base it off that too, and one way or the other, it could be a completely separate game depending on which way you played the trilogy.
I think they're going to retcon a hell of a lot of it, to be honest. I'm saying that right now. But anyway,
either way, I'm not buying it.
I might buy it. I'm not sure.
Here's my problem. They showed off a little bit of Mass Effect at was it E3 last year or this year? So why are they revealing concept art? Like, I get it. Like, they don't want to show actual and anything because it's probably in its early stages. Yeah. But still, like, we know that you guys are actually developing it. We know that if this is concept art, you already have at least some sort of real version of this exists. Just show us that. I don't want to see concept art.
Yeah, and this next one, it's kind of like a sulfur planet. Like, it's a sulfur springs, and it's got this weird rock face. And with a Mako, like, Mako's back clearly. Like, they've got Makos in it. Hopefully they'll be better.
It looks like a newer version of the Mako though, because the tires are bigger.
It looks interesting. I might buy it. I'm not sure. And
I-
that's it.
I
I
feel
don't think
the
there
same
should be
way.
one here. It goes black, but I don't know.
It's only 7. Remember?
Yeah, but hang on. Yeah. I just thought they missed one out, but they didn't. Yeah. And that's the gaming news. Very interesting concept art, I must say. And now we go to the news. And we don't have a lot, so I guess we're going to have to condense all this news into crazy slash normal. And the first one, and this is more dramatic, from ABC News. Dad confronts kidnapper, says 5-year-old daughter in Salt Lake City. Excuse me. That's better, sorry. A set of Utah parents were awakened Friday to an upsetting noise at 4:30 in the morning. The sound of their front door opening and their 5-year-old daughter talking. When the father rushed out in his pajama pants and hoodie, he saw the terrifying sight of his 5-year-old stepdaughter in the arms of a stranger, carrying her away across the front lawn. The man had snatched the girl out of her bed in the basement moments earlier after coming in the house through an unlocked door, the police said. The father confronted the man, demanding he give the girl back. Without a fight, the intruder handed her over and then fled the scene. There was a man in my home, and he took my 5-year-old daughter, the mother said, crying. I happened to wake up and he had my daughter outside. My husband ran out there and got her from him, but he took my daughter. But you do have your daughter back now, said the dispatcher. Yeah, but he's out there somewhere, she said. He came in my home. He took my daughter from my house. A man later identified as Troy Morley, 48, of Roy, Utah, was caught 2 blocks away after breaking into another house in the middle-class neighborhood in Salt Lake City. Morley was arrested and booked on charges of child kidnapping, burglary, trespassing, and resisting arrest. The 5-year-old girl wasn't hurt, but the incident has evoked haunting echoes of when 14-year-old Elizabeth Smart was snatched out of her Salt Lake City bedroom in 2002. She was held captive for 9 months before being found. The abduction attempt was not targeted but a random incident, said the police sergeant, Dean Carragher. The family said they don't know Morley. The intruder was in the family's basement searching through things when he came upon the girl sleeping in her bedroom. The police don't know what his motive was. It obviously was very scary. The sanctity of her home is huge, and for somebody to enter that and grab your child, it's got to be one of the worst nightmares a parent could face, he said. After the 9/11 call, officers set up a perimeter and with the help of police dogs launched a search. The suspect went into a second home 2 blocks away, but they caught him anyway. Morley isn't on the Utah sex offender register, and online court records only show a pair of divorces and DUI charges. The family of the girl declined to talk about the experience, though family spokesman Miles Holman, who said they were doing well considering the circumstances. Holman called it a miracle that the parents woke up in time. No, they just woke up. Not a miracle. Never mind. A Thanksgiving wreath hung up from the family's front door on Friday alongside a sidewalk leading to the front porch and several pumpkins. Okay, nah, never mind. It's carrying on. I think this is waxing lyrical a bit. I'm not going to read two pages of this. So anyway, that's a bit crazy, that, isn't it, guys? I mean, for a start, I don't know why she's sleeping in the basement. Like, she should be
Why not?
It's
Well,
her house.
If she's got a proper room down there, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, I just think it'd be safer to have her upstairs.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just different. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's my family values. Like my family got robbed when I was a baby in a flat or apartment, as you'd say, and they were living in the ground floor. And they say if you're gonna get a flat, always try and get one above ground level. So in my silly logic, higher ground kind of would help save her. I mean, even though it might not have saved the belongings, she at least wouldn't have had an attempted kidnapping. I don't know.
Well, they
But-
never would have made it in the house for me.
Yeah.
That's why I have
my
a
dad
big
would have
ass
kicked
dog.
the shit out of them back in the day.
My dog would fucking flip if somebody tried coming in here.
What kind of dog is it?
German Shepherd and a Shih Tzu.
Ooh, yeah.
Is that a mix
Yeah.
or like you got two?
Yeah.
Is that a mix? Okay, go on.
Okay, the German Shepherd's purebred. The Shih Tzu is a little pile of nightmare.
Yeah, that would that'd be
We'll
a
play-
terrifying sight for a father to see. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I mean, if this was Texas, that guy wouldn't be alive.
No.
If
That was
If this
Milwaukee.
were
That guy
Texas,
wouldn't
we'd
be.
shoot him.
this was Wobbert, this guy wouldn't be alive.
He wouldn't be walking.
Yeah.
I'd have broke his
Crawling.
fucking legs at the very least. I wouldn't have asked for my daughter back. I would have just
at,
beat the fuck
at-
out of him
at
and
the
got my
very
daughter
least.
back.
It's weird. Like, it was weird. Like he just snatched her. Like no motive
Mhm.
or anything. He was
No,
just
that,
looking
that's
for stuff.
that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he probably had a motive. He just didn't tell the cops.
People are
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It happens.
Or he was desperate because he got caught.
I mean, he went and kidnapped someone else from the same, well, try to kidnap someone from the same neighborhood. So,
No,
Yeah,
I
from
think
the-
he
from
just
the
got
s-
inside the house. It didn't say anything about another person.
No,
I mean,
that's
we can
how-
assume what he was trying to do.
that wasn't that how he got caught? He was trying to
Yeah.
kidnap somebody else.
Yeah, he broke into somebody else's house. You can pretty much
He
assume
broke
that he was
in-
trying to
he-
kidnap a little child or something.
He was actually rummaging. It said that he was rummaging through stuff, and then he saw she was there, and then took her. It didn't really say that was his motive. Like, and
Well, I mean,
when
when he
you
broke
s-
in,
It depends what you mean by can't pronounce it. They probably meant like he was sneaking through the basement and stuff like that. And then,
Yeah.
he saw a little girl. I was like, oh, let's take this little girl.
anyway, I think we'll move on. I'm going to say the vagina beer one. You know, when she puts the beer up the vagina. And then we've got I think we'll do the 3-year-old who was beaten by her parents, and then we'll do the funny stuff later. So we got what do you want last? Do you want the spiders last?
Okay, we got
Oh,
to
do you want-
decide how long we're going to actually want these shows to be.
Yeah.
I know.
Because this is
I
going
think
to be like a 3.5, 4-hour fucking show.
Yeah. I think the vagina one should be last because that's the
Yeah.
most
I like the NDMA one though.
Let's take the depressing stuff out. Like that kid
Yeah.
getting beaten. That's horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we don't
fucking
want that
terrible.
one yet.
Yeah.
Take that out.
Should we talk about Mark Zuckerberg then? Says the social network was hurtful.
No.
And that's me.
No.
Nah,
Uh,
fuck him. Sorry, Zuckerberg. And then it's just two. Now that's got 2 stories left. Okay,
Good.
we'll do. Oh no, we've got 3. Sorry, I took the vagina one off by accident. Hang on.
Yes, because right now we got 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Shit.
I got shit to do.
I mean, if this
All right,
was,
we'll talk about the Florida one, and then we'll do the other 2, and then that's it. Okay. In fact, it's not even an article. It's just this woman was caught. Anyway, Florida news, everyone. A woman was caught stealing liquor by hiding up her you-know-what, her vagina. And with a little kid just kind of like standing there like, what are you doing? Shut up, son. I got to do this. It's quite a sight, to be honest. I mean, she has no shame. What do you guys think?
am I the only one that is going to be horrible? But I'm the only one that thought sex with her must be terrible.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. Oh God.
You horny
Especially-
bugger.
See, when I
It's
see a
sad.
woman doing something like that, sex is the last thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
My immediate reaction was, wow, no walls. Just
What if she
Yes.
breaks it by accident? Ouch.
Just a big
well, she's
ass
dead.
hallway.
then.
Please reference One Man, One Jar.
Oh,
Oh, God.
God damn it. God damn it.
No.
Oh,
No.
oh,
No.
God.
Oh. Oh, okay, moving on. I'm going to do the spiders, and then we'll do Columbia. We'll end it on a party. Okay. Is someone really trying to sell 3,000 tarantulas on Facebook? Did you recently use Facebook to solicit offers for collection of some 3,000 live spiders that aren't technically yours? If so, please contact us, because we're down to hear your story, says thedailyDot.com. What we do know is that Redditor TKTron565, who has yet to reply to requests for verification in this matter, was horrified to discover that some arachnophobe thought to unload the entirety of a massive and mysterious tarantula collection for a single lump sum. The real owner is away, probably in prison for running an underground spider fighting ring. If you're serious about wanting a lot of spiders, please let me know and we can talk more, the seller advises. And it comes up with this Reddit thing. He says he needs to get rid of these tarantulas ASAP, and there's just fuckloads of them everywhere in these boxes. Like, you don't think there's 3,000 in one or two or five boxes. No, these are loads of them, and they're massive tarantulas too. So conclusion is there way too many starving spiders. Even if this is an elaborate hoax using stock photos, I think we'll all do well to tuck our pants into our socks. This is crazy. Who the hell would? Who the hell? Why would an arachnophobe have a load of bloody spiders and deposit them with someone else saying we're going away? I think that's a hoax. What do you guys think?
Well, the person who posted was supposed to be the arachnophobe who saw it on Facebook. The Reddit person that posted it.
Oh, right. I thought it was arachnophobe that.
No, the person who saw it and posted it on Reddit was the arachnophobe.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's why he posted, because it was disturbing. But the guy in his Facebook post says that the tarantulas weigh from the size of as small as your pinky nail to as big as your palm. And he also details having some Madagascar roaches and some kind of worms that they eat.
Shit.
Yeah, and the person is concerned that if they don't get the spiders sold, that they'll die of starvation.
That's actually pretty sad, to be honest. I don't care if people are scared of spiders and don't like them.
I
That's
say
a
let
shame.
them die of starvation. In fact,
How dare
burn
you.
that entire place down.
How dare you? Those spiders did nothing to you.
They
The
gotta
spiders, they did a lot.
So
Spider gotta eat.
Their existence is a blight on humanity.
They're not
like
a blight.
hell.
Flies
the
are a
exact
blight.
opposite.
Mm.
Spiders are humans' best friends that we fucking hate, apparently, for whatever reason.
Because they're ugly.
No.
So
They're evil looking. And they're the
beautiful.
creatures of nightmares.
They're wonderful
You are
predators
irrational.
that eradicate pests.
Yeah, I know what they do. I know that they serve a vital function. I know that they keep the population of roaches and ants and all sorts of things in balance. I still don't like them.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you don't
well.
have to wish fucking death upon them.
I
That's
can't
how
on
it-
these 3,000 spiders.
I got two things.
They're in containers. They're not helping with the population or anything. They're just lazy bums.
One, couldn't the
We'll
guy
let them
just-
loose around your house.
Couldn't the
No.
guy just let them loose?
No, they die.
Then
Well,
two,
there was a.
could he find like a science or research lab and
Easily.
just sell it to them?
Just give it to them. Easily.
Sure, sell it to them if you're harping for cash that bad, but
I mean, there was a school here in Georgia that got overran by black widows. There was another school here in Georgia that got overran by brown recusas. Basically, what I'm telling you is, I don't like spiders. In my school that I went to, the public school that I went through for basically a semester, that school had nothing but daddy long legs, which I don't mind, but they were still spiders. I don't like spiders. So these 3,000 spiders can go to hell. They can go to
Hey,
hell
I-
and die.
I had to leave everything I
Dude.
fucking owned in a trailer and get the fuck out because of brown recluses.
yeah.
I mean, I literally took the clothes on my back and my Star Trek VHSs, and that was it.
Anyway, I think we'll move on to our last story and our last part of this podcast before we must leave you people. And this is from the Bro Bible. And this is a Colorado State student allegedly took Molly or MDMA, immediately has a seizure, steals an ambulance, and jerks off in a police station. And it goes, I get really annoyed with news stories that imply taking certain drugs made people go bonkers. Like this story out of Fort Collins, Colorado, about Colorado State student Stephen Sortland, who allegedly took Molly and snorted some coke before going to a Halloween concert, and then went and wrecked shit around town. I assume that the guy means make, not made. But well, Molly doesn't make you a raging arsehole, and while cocaine could maybe have that effect, it won't last more than 20 minutes. Chances are that Stefan is just a weird little fucker who wanted to go and fuck shit up for a night, or maybe he has mental problems. Either one is a solid reason. Police said emergency crews with Poudre Valley Hospital were treating an intoxicated student for seizures on campus in Fort Collins early Sunday morning. When they came outside with their patient, their ambulance was gone. The ambulance, which had a GPS system on board, was tracked to Loveland. Loveland police officers said they found the ambulance in the middle of Highway 34 with several doors open, heavy front end damage, and fluid leaking. One officer said it appeared the driver of the ambulance had hit the raised median, jumped the curb, hit a sign, and went the wrong way, and then crossed back over the median before stopping. Stefan was allegedly found standing 30 yards away from the ambulance wearing an EMT vest, doing whatever the fuck he wanted. If a dude just jacked an ambulance and wrecked the hell out of it, wants to stand around in the dark, he's going to stand around in the dark. Officers didn't see it my way for some reason and wound up shooting him with a stun gun when he got all, whatever, I'm gonna do what I want, when they allegedly asked him to stop being such a fuckhead. Oh, and Stefan allegedly had a blanket, a cell phone, and a box of wheat thins with him. If that's not a blatant example of product placement for wheat thins, then I don't know what is. Stefan was taken
Wait,
to the...
wheat thins? They get your rocks off?
No, he just had it with him.
Well, I'm saying, what is the ad there?
He just said that this guy clearly
Do
thinks that-
MDMA and eat wheat thins.
this guy thinks this whole story must be fake or something. I don't know. It's a shit article, but we'll carry on. Anyway, they took him back to the back to the police department, and he stood on the bench, kicked the wall, and masturbated, according to the police report. Police said during his interview with officers, Sortland made a reference that his friend's roommates were dead in heaven and had committed suicide. Police checked with Stefan's roommates. Spoiler alert, neither are dead. Stefan reportedly had a change of heart and apologised to the officers for all the ruckus he'd caused. But decided, oh wait, joke, I was lying, and proceeded to attack two deputies who were bringing him lunch. And it quotes, Sortland is accused of punching one deputy in the face, causing concussion and facial swelling, officers said. A second deputy suffered an abrasion and finger sprain. Jesus, this guy really fucked them up, didn't he? To gain control of Sortland. According to Stefan's father via ABC7, his son has no mental health issues and wasn't taking any medications. One thing's for sure, he's about to have one hell of a rap sheet following him around for the rest of his life. And he's now facing
Assaulting an officer or something. Motherfucker.
Well, hang on. He's facing charges of aggravated vehicle theft, obstructing EMS, reckless driving, hit and run, criminal mischief, attempted motor vehicle theft, unlawful possession of a controlled substance, and criminal charges of assault for the jail incident. The thing is, they can't really do him for possession because he's not got it on him. He's just high. Anyway, I don't know. I know people who've been on NDMA, and I've seen people on it, and they're not anywhere near like he is.
Unless it was lace. Unless you got some of those.
Could have
lace.
been, yeah.
Well, he
What do you
did
guys?
coke
I just think
with
this is
it.
stupid.
Oh yeah, obviously he's a jackass, but I mean,
He's insane, clearly.
some people are fucking jackasses. That's life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still kind of wonder why the masturbation part had to be part of the story. I mean, out of all the things that happened, that one seemed kind of...
Yeah, tacked
You
on.
could have left that... Yeah, you didn't need that part. I mean, I guess it adds to... He's crazy.
It sells the
but
headline.
It does sell the headline.
It got me to read it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it did.
if it had just said MDMA steals ambulance, flips out, yeah, whatever.
They could have said steal
Yeah.
ambulance,
Andy
beat up
jerked
some
off?
cops.
He jerked off. Oh well, hold on, let me click here.
Like that guy who beat up... Was it like he beat up like a bunch of police officers while he was masturbating at the same time?
yes. The single man Aaron Bandit, the one-armed
Yeah.
bandit.
I was like, how in the world? Some serious talent these
I
guys
know.
have.
How the hell can you even keep it up?
My thing is, I mean, I'm assuming drugs. I'm assuming.
No, MDMA doesn't actually make you hard.
Yeah, he had coke nearly long enough to. No.
No, I'm
He
talking
didn't
about,
have coke. He didn't have coke. He just said maybe if he did have coke, he'd be an arsehole for 20 minutes. But he didn't have any coke. He just had MDMA.
my thing is, it was probably laced with something else, if that's the
Yeah.
case. But I've heard of people having sex while on Molly. I mean, Rick Ross
Yeah,
did a
yeah.
whole song about giving girls Molly, and they didn't even know it.
Yeah, that was a sad, sad song.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Let me rape your date. Ding. That's fucking
Ding.
terrible.
Yeah,
And I
you
guess
did.
that's the end,
Whoa,
isn't it, guys?
Wait.
Wait, what?
Wait,
on.
I just came across another story that I know, but this is really weird.
Go on.
So apparently George W. Bush said in an interview that you have to earn your way into politics and nothing is ever given to you.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Yes, yes, yes. I have the story from Raw's story.
And his
And
dad totally didn't help him. Anyway, I
yeah.
think that's the end of the. I think that'll be the end now, won't it? Well, guys, well, listeners, that's the end of the show. I've been your host, Chris Mitchell. My co-host, David Turner.
Yep.
Robert Livingston. Robert
Sure thing.
and Jared Tatum.
Yep.
You contact me on Twitter. My handle is at CharmlessMan93. You can also find me on Facebook, Chris Mitchell. I'm on Refugees of Spill and fan page, which is the Games, Vines and Videotape fan page. It's a public group. You can just ask to come on and be invited and talk to us. We'll talk to you. And
We're also
You can-
available on Instagram, MySpace, gamesfindsandvideotape at gmail.com.
and
that
DCTE Entertainment.
And
Also,
that
don't.
that Pornhub is coming up soon. I
Oh, for God's
swear.
sake, Jared.
I swear that Pornhub is coming soon.
And on iTunes.
You can find
Oh,
us
yeah.
on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube.
In our temporary home on
And-
Robert's very own channel.
DCTentertainment.com.
.net.
.net. God damn it.
Yeah, ignore .com. .com will send you to a Japanese dance studio.
Well,
Better
guess
site.
where I'm going. Guess where I'm going.
Hey. Unless you want to see little Asian girls in tutus,
How little?
Yeah, how
Like-
little?
like 12 or 11.
God damn it. Not quite.
About to say, you perverts. Yes, DCentertainment.net. And the new site's coming soon, I promise.
yeah.
Anyway, see you later, folks.